From the Convention Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey, CN8, the Comcast Network, continues its march to victory with the 1998 Bob Stores, New Jersey Interscholastic Athletic Association Wrestling Championships. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mick Mottinghoff, and welcome to Atlantic City. The semifinal round is done. They are getting ready for the finals behind us right now, and we'll get you ready as well. I'm joined by Rich Santoro, a former NCAA three-time All-American from Lehigh University, and also a two-time PIAA champ in Pennsylvania as well. Rich, this has got to be a great emotional time for these young wrestlers looking for a championship here today.
No question, Mick. Emotions are running very high. 6 months ago, all wrestlers across the state set out on a quest to become state champion. Today, 14 will be able to claim gold and say that their dream has been fulfilled.
We will have 5 wrestlers who are returning champions looking for that gold medal the second time around. Let's take a look at those wrestlers right now. At 112 pounds, we'll see Joe Alexander from Delsey.
Alexander, the 103-pound state champion last year, had a 5-0 victory over Brett Vanderveer of Governor Livingston. He'll find himself in a rematch of the Region 8 final last week with Mark Mancio, where Mancio pinned him in overtime.
Coming up at 125, we'll have Micah Kahn, returning champ from Eastern.
Yes, he's the returning champ at 125. Get an easy 7-3 victory over Jeff Beverly of Point Pleasant Borough.
Also a great story at 35 with James LaValle of Hanover Park.
LaValle, a 2-time state champion, will try to become only the 14th wrestler in New Jersey history to become a 3-time state champion. He had a tight 10-8 victory over Mike Harris of Livingston.
Can you imagine the pressure on that young man looking for his third title here in Atlantic City? We'll see if he gets it done. At 160, Justin Cole-Luce from Warren Hills.
Cole-Luce moving up 2 weight classes. Last year, 145-pound state champion, had an easy 11-3 victory over Chris Madia of Parsippany Hills.
And also at 189 pounds, the machine from Lakewood, Damian Hahn.
Hahn, the defending champion here at 189 pounds. However, it's his 3rd trip to the finals, so he's no stranger to this competition. He cruised to a 20-5 victory over Troy Bennett of Paulsboro.
Also joining us today, the 3rd member of the crew is Mark Rossman. He'll be talking to all the individual champions. He's also following a very special story. Mark?
Mick, while there will be 14 great championship bouts authored today in Atlantic City, one young man carries the emotions of an entire community. That young man is Warren Hills High School's Justin Cole-Luce at 160 pounds. A couple of weeks ago, after the district tournament was held, Justin's teammate Ryan Storm and 2 other young people were killed in a car crash in Washington Township. The Warren Hills team dedicated the rest of their season to their fallen teammate. And today, Justin Cole-Luce will try to win a state championship that he will dedicate to his teammate Ryan Storm. It's a great story to follow, and we'll see it come up later on at 160 pounds.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. And also we'll follow the other great 13 stories as well as 14 wrestlers go for the gold here in Atlantic City in this NJSIAA Bob Stores Championship. We'll come back with our first bout at 103 pounds as we continue right here on CN8, the Comcast Network, so stay with us.
Today's championship matches are brought to you by Bob Stores, where your weekend begins.
Welcome back here to Atlantic City as we are set for championship NJSIAA Bob Stores action. And we are set for a 103-pound bout. Mike Booth, a sophomore, comes in with a mark of 32-0, taking on Tom Noto, 33-0 from South River. Get things started off. Booth comes out in the green today from Camden Catholic. Just pressure on the head and neck right now by Noto.
A reminder, please, for all third
and already headgear is off.
And 7th and 8th place winners.
And they'll reconnoiter and bring it back to the center circle.
To the area in the award stands on the floor of the convention
center. Look there at Tom Noto, won by a fall in his semifinal match to get here in the finals today.
103 pounds. The award winners for 3rd, 4th.
Both wrestlers tying up in the center, trying to get control of the ties. Stay break. Booth with a shot, countered, and shot now by Noto. Can't make it work. Noto with an underhook.
Rich, usually at the lower weights, these guys like to scramble a little bit more than the upper weights, but I think at this particular level, especially in the first period, we'll see some tentative action from guys like Mike Booth out here who just kind of want to get the feel of the championship round.
Yeah, you see a little cat and mouse going on before they get into the rhythm of things. But as you said, usually the lighter weights are pretty quick, and you should see a lot of explosive action today.
Right now, Noto controls the ties, and stalemate is called. They'll come back to center.
Both wrestlers still tied up head-to-head.
Scoreless first period, 54 seconds to wrestle, and they'll go off again.
They walk back to the center. I'm sure the official is talking to them to start taking some shots. Half attempt by Noto, followed up with a shot by Booth. Noto now with an underhook. Which have to go from there. Booth tries a little bit of a barrel roll, can't make it work for him. Another stalemate's called as both of the wrestlers will come back to the center.
Calling Mike Booth the Criteria Kid. He won in the semis 5-5 over Ed Gutnick of JFK. And here he's in a headlock. If he can bring him down, he'll have a takedown. Booth scores the first two. He leads at 2-0. He also had a 6-6 Criteria win in the quarterfinals.
Booth riding with a half Nelson and a crab, but he has his leg caught by Noto. Noto tries to clear the hips. He does and picks up a reversal. Booth trying to come out for a reversal of his own. Noto doing a nice job of hanging on. Controls the front head and arm. No escape has been awarded yet. Period ends. And no change in control. So we'll end the period at 2-2.
So we're set for our second period, and it's a big reversal by Tom Noto to make the big comeback.
Noto will start the second period from the defensive position. Tries to get to his feet. Booth working with a one-on-one. Coming in through the crotch. Noto gets to his feet, tries to peel the hands of Booth. Booth brings him back into his lap into a crab ride. Booth again bringing Noto into his lap, trying to get a tilt from there. Noto controlling the hands as he stands. And they'll go out, and there's a stall call on Mike Booth for just riding on top.
Score remains 2-2 as we have 1:22 to wrestle here in this second period, and Noto trying to come off the bottom. Booth hasn't let him out so far. But we do have one stall call already here. We still have 1:17 to wrestle.
Booth riding, trying to crab, coming underneath with a far hook on Noto's shoulder. Trying to work tilt. Booth has the hands of Noto wrapped up. Another stall call. So 1 point will be awarded to Tom Noto. As Mike Booth, while he's riding tight, he's riding rather parallel. Officials want you to come out, take an angle, work for a fall. Noto will get set. Booth brings Noto back into his lap. Noto does a nice job of picking the bottom ankle of Booth. Booth able to slip the leg in, now work a cross body ride. Noto to his feet. Peels the hands and spins. He comes out neutral.
And Noto shows a little speed there as he gets that neutral and takes a 4-2 lead. As we still have 23 seconds to wrestle here in a packed house at Convention Center in Atlantic City. Not uncommon to have a crowd of about 10,000 on hand here at the NJSOAA Bob Stores Final. That's about what we have here today. They'll come back to center with just 3 seconds to go in the second period, but since the opening takedown by Booth, it has been all Tom Noto of South Rivers. He has scored 4 consecutive points, and he leads by a score of 4-2 as we head to our third period.
Well, Mike Booth will start from the bottom position to start the third period. Finds himself in a 4-2 hole. He'll work to come off the bottom, get back into the match.
First thing he has to do is break the hold and get out and get some offense going. He has really the only takedown here, does Booth, in this 103-pound final, but so far he's on the short end as he tries to stand and get the escape. Noto won't let him out.
Noto controlling the ankle of Booth. Still right on the ankle. He's got to be careful he doesn't hit for stalling. As he has the leg in, we'll try to work a cross-body ride. The thing will materialize here as they go off.
Rich, it's amazing to think that neither of these wrestlers has had a loss this season, both undefeated coming into the final. And right now, only 2 points separates Mike Booth from Tom Noto for a state championship, and we still have 123 to wrestle.
Both wrestlers appear to be pretty evenly matched. Noto doing a nice job of riding Booth with a tight waist, trying to throw a bar in. Has Booth on his belly. Gotta be careful he doesn't stay parallel there. Now he comes out to the side, still has the bar in.
As long as Noto keeps changing the holds, he'll be all right. Now they're going to call potentially dangerous, and it stops the clock with just 48 seconds to wrestle. Injury time as Tom Noto will go to the bench.
All wrestlers in the 103-pound weight class.
Looks like he has a little blood coming from the nose or lip area.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th.
But Noto had a great season, 2-time District 20 champ, a 2-time Region 5 champ, and had a fall over Rich LaForge of Del Barton to get in here to the finals.
Presentation. All wrestlers who finish 1st through 8th will go on the award stand. You must be in full
So a
uniform.
little blood stopped here as Tom Noto is coming back on the mat. He has just, well, now the clock is running at 4:25. Now it's back to 48 seconds, so we are set to go for the final 48. Mike Booth has 48 seconds to get out and then work a takedown himself, and that would put him in the lead.
He's gonna have to do something off the whistle, some explosion. If he sits there, he's gonna get tied up again. Comes to a short sit, tries a short Granby. Can't make it work as Noto goes back to his tight waist, chops the arm. Has the arm of Booth trapped. Now he'll lace it through the crotch. And try to get a tilt from that position. Mike Booth not in a very good position with his hand tied up. Very difficult to come out from that position.
Well, Noto has shown that he can ride on top, and now there will be a stall call. But the score remains 4-2. It's just the first call against Noto, and coaching staff doesn't like it, but doesn't really matter. He's still in control with 21 seconds to go, and Noto close to a title. Trying to turn Booth here, but just didn't quite have the angle to do it.
Now throws the half Nelson. Booth tries to slide out. Now he's getting back points against him.
We got a 3 count. That'll make the score 7-2. And that's the one. Only gave him 2. Only gave him 2 points, so it will end up 6-2 for Tom Noto, who is our first champ of the day, a junior from South River at 103 pounds.
Final result at 100.
Congratulations to Noto. We'll come back in just a moment.
Tom Noto will be seen.
Tom Noto of South River wins the first of today's state championships. Tom, you were on top in the third period and had the control. You kept working for the pin. Was that what you were trying to do?
Yeah, I kept trying to work, and I was getting a couple bars, and he was holding out, you know. And I would get caught for stalling. I was kind of upset, so I just kept going harder. And at the end, I was close to getting reversed, and I just held him there and just held my back. Got my back points.
You come from a school that has a great athletic tradition, a proud tradition. Now you have a place in that tradition. What does that mean to you?
It means so much. Since Buzzy, when he wrestled, he took second here, and I wanted to, do what he did. and maybe even try to do a little more. So happy to be the first person who did it in South River. Unbelievable.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Mick, one dream has been fulfilled, 13 to go.
All right, thank you very much. And now we have action coming up at 112 pounds. It'll be Mark Mancino from Sterling with a mark of 32-1, taking on Joe Alexander, the 103 champ last year from Delsey. He comes in with a mark of 33-1.
And now wrestling, 112 pounds. Joe Alexander from Delsey.
Alexander, who is a defending champ, will take on Mancio, just a freshman. But they have met already this year. And the fireworks were flying at the regions because Mancio picked up a fall over the defending champ.
And I believe that was in overtime, so a little bit of a grudge match here. This should be a good one.
112-pound final. Mancio in blue from Sterling.
All wrestlers coming
Alexander
up in the
from
finals.
Delsey is in the red.
Don't go to the mat and to your corner until the medal presentations have been made.
Right now, Alexander trying to control ties with
please stay in an area until the presentations have been
locking
made
up on the wrist,
award
but
stand.
they're back on their feet at center circle.
To the mat. All wrestlers
long shot, really out of position by Mancio.
Alexander counters with a front head and arm.
Those wrestlers
try to keep pressure on the head of Mark Mancio. Try to take an angle.
To the center of the mat. After the heavyweight
Mancio doing a nice job of staying square
for a picture of the
as they head towards the edge of the mat.
1998 champions and a presentation.
Stalemate's called, and they'll come back to the center. Try it again.
Wrestler Award.
Joe Alexander in the blue, 89-8 in his career.
The official for this match is Vinny Russo.
As you mentioned, he was a state champ at 103 a year ago.
Carmel Marina.
First in District 31 and second in Region 8 when he lost to Mancio.
Alexander controlling Mancio's wrist. Now Mancio with front head and arm. Tries to throw it by, but he can't get it as they go off the mat.
Well, the future really bright for the wrestler from Delsey and Mancio. Here's a kid who's just a freshman and already has a regional championship under his belt.
As both wrestlers shoot, Mancio gets the better of it as he's in on a single. Alexander trying to sprawl back, try to break the grip, keeping the pressure on Mancio's head and back. Mancio trying to come to it. Trying to improve his position. Now switches to a double. Unfortunately, he's going to run out of mat space. In the final 10 seconds of the first period, we're still tied at 0-0.
Well, we've seen more shots in this first period at 112 pounds from Mancio and Alexander, but no scoring, just like our very low-scoring first period at 103 when Booth led by a score of 2-0, but he went on to lose that one. So sometimes when you score first, you don't always win.
Joe Alexander will start the period from the bottom position. He'll try to draw first blood. Mark Mancio will try to apply a ride, work for the fall.
Mancio had a 7-3 win over Vinny Pedalino of Toms River East to get into this final. And here he's looking for back points.
Has a crab ride and a half Nelson. Temporarily exposes the shoulders. Can't hold a 2 count. No back points. But rides with a tight waist.
Mancio is really doing his best to break that hold and still is able to get out of bounds. Mike Ahern, the coach on the right, watching his wrestler trying to come off the bottom here. You see Alexander's mark of 33-1. Had a 5-0 win to get into the finals.
Mancio continues to ride tight waist, bringing Alexander back into his lap. Mancio has to be careful he doesn't get called for riding parallel. Alexander's able to pick the left leg of Mancio. If he can clear his hips, he can pick up a reversal. Mancho doing a nice job of scooting. Alexander still trying to clear the legs. If he can shake a little bit, Mancho now gets reversed as Alexander comes into a Turk ride. Just missed a half Nelson.
The Turk ride is so tough because when you throw the leg in, it gives you so much leverage.
You know, what you do by having that Turk ride, you already have the hips turn slightly. So if you can use that to your advantage, it's easier to turn your opponent. Mancho does a nice job of coming to his base. And Joe Alexander is warned for stalling, riding parallel. So far in the early going of the state championships, we've seen a lot of stall calls. Officials want these guys to open up.
And right now, Joe Alexander in the red from Delsey with a 2-0 lead over Mark Manchio of Sterling in the blue.
Mancho with a nice Granby roll, followed nicely by Alexander, though.
And Alexander did a nice job of throwing that leg in, too, to avoid Manchio from getting out.
Alexander now with a cross face. Looking for cross face cradle if he can. He's got to be careful he doesn't come across the throat there. Still working the cross face.
And the period's going to come to an end. Still 2-0 for Joe Alexander from Delsey Regional, who was the champ last year at 103 pounds and trying to repeat now a weight class at 112. So just 2 minutes stand between Joe Alexander and his second state championship.
Award stand for the presentations. Mike Booth of Camden Catholic.
Mark Manchio going to have to come off the bottom.
Tries that Granby roll. Is able to come neutral.
So he's got it. Manchio now trails by a score of 2-1, and we still have 1:50 to wrestle here in this third period.
Alexander on a nice single leg. Comes up through the middle. Mancho tying up the ankles, trying to stalemate his hold. Alexander doing a nice job of keep wrestling. He's able to come up with a takedown. Has the bottom leg trap. He'll try for a bottom leg cradle if he can get it. He's got to slide his hips back a little bit, get his head in the side of Manchio.
Alexander was close with that half there. He almost had him locked up, taking Manchio to his back, but he was able to spin through it.
Now he changes over to a Turk ride. Manchio trying to work his legs free. Now he can go from there. Alexander picks up the one-on-one. One-on-one and tight waist.
Down to 60 seconds, Rich, here in this final at 112 pounds with Joe Alexander from Delsey leading by a score of 4-1. And I think maybe Alexander got his wake-up call last week when Manchio beat him in that Region 8 final. Because he has shown no signs of giving anything up here today.
Also, he's been at this tournament before, so he can handle the pressure. Although this is far from over. A lot of time left on the clock for Mark Manchio. He needs a little bit of explosion off the bottom, though. Alexander rides tight waist. Trying to chop the left arm of Mark Manchio. Now he has Manchio flat on his belly. Try to work a tilt from there. Has the bar. He'll try to jump to the side. Nope, we have a warning.
Well, there's one. That's going to make the score 4-2 as Manchio now is just a takedown away.
They want Alexander to come out to the side with that bar, not just ride from behind. So Manchio still has some life. Can't come off the bottom, though, as Alexander works across face. We'll try to take Manchio off his base if he can. We'll try to crunch him for a cross-face cradle.
This has been all Joe Alexander. Tries to spin Manchio through. Couldn't hold him. But the control stays for Joe Alexander, and he will win it by a score of 4-2.
Final result at
4-2 win for Joe Alexander, 103-pound champ last year, and now the champ this year at 112 pounds. We'll be back in a moment.
2 state titles in a row for Joe Alexander, and Joe, with a close score in the third period, you needed to take down and got it.
Yeah, so I wasn't letting anything slip away this match. I felt like I wrestled better on my feet this time. Finished my shots.
You lost to him a week ago. You had a little time to think about that. What was the difference this time around?
I finished my shots. In the region finals, I couldn't finish. This time I made sure I finished, and I did. I'm proud of myself.
2 state championships, that's something to be proud of.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 in a row, Mick, for Joe Alexander. Now, back to you.
All right, Alexander gets it done with a 4-2 win over Mike Manchio of Sterling. And Delsey, who has 3 wrestlers in this final today, has their first champion. As Alexander repeats at 112 pounds this time around. The state champ at 103. Picking up his hardware is Tom Noto. Picked up his 34th win of the year against no losses. And Tom Noto of South River, the champ, at 103 pounds. Hope you're enjoying the wrestling action here today from Atlantic City's Convention Center, the NJSIAA Bob Stores Wrestling Championships. Have our next one here at 119. Oliver Ruiz from Cliffside Park with a mark of 32-4 will take on Dave Cordoba of Kearney, who comes in with a mark of 31-1. Cordoba will be in the red and black. There he is from the Cardinal stable. And Oliver Ruiz has yet to come out. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Cordoba's record here of 31-1. He has wrestled very soundly. There is Ruiz, who was 3rd in Region 4, and all he has done is beaten 2 defending champions to come through here to this championship final.
Gary Kessel is the official.
So both wrestlers in the red and black, but Ruiz has more of the red top. That's how you identify him here today.
And Ruiz has the red anklet, and Cordoba with the green anklet. So we'll try to keep it straight as we go into the 119-pound match. Ruiz with the front head and arm. Looks like he's going to run out of mat space, though, Mick. And they go off, and they'll come back to the center. We have a false start as Dave Cordoba lunged across the line for a shot before the whistle was blown.
Ruiz had a great run to get here to this final. He defeated Anthony Conti of Belleville, a defending champ, and also knocked off Kevin Ricci from Eastern, who was a defending champ as well. And he is in deep here and scoring points. Oliver Ruiz is on a mission. He's looking for a fall, and there's plenty of time. 106 to wrestle here in this first period.
Has the cradle locked up. Now he scoops the bottom leg of Cordoba. This dude's just keep his hips flat.
That's
a lot of time.
Close, Rich.
He's got it deep. If he can lower his hips a little bit. Cordoba in a lot of trouble, and there's a look at it. And there's the fall.
Comes with just 41 seconds to go here in this first period. Ruiz wins by a fall. And what a tournament for Oliver Ruiz, the senior from Cliffside Park. Knocked off 2 defending champs en route to the final, and he comes up big with a victory here today.
And the winner, Oliver Ruiz of Cliffside Park.
First fall of the day, it goes to Oliver Ruiz from Cliffside Park, and he is the champion at 119 pounds. We'll talk to that winner in a moment.
The 112.
Should be in their chairs right now.
Atlantic City is the place where dreams come true, and they've just come true for Oliver Ruiz of Cliffside Park, state champion with a pin in the first period. Great job. What did you do to get that pin? It was terrific.
Well, I just went out there and wrestled. You know, I've been having a great tournament. Everything's going right for me. I just didn't see a way of losing, you know. I beat the 2 best kids in the weight class before the seeding meeting. And I'm just very happy, you know, to be here. I want to thank God and my mother, my coaches for the great support. It's been great. I love this sport.
You said in the paper that the thing about the state tournament was to have fun. Are you having fun yet?
Oh, I love it. It couldn't be better.
Oliver Ruiz, that is the story in Atlantic City. Have fun, and that's what Oliver did. A pin in the first period. He's a state champion. Mick, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Take another look at the fall here, Rich. It came at just 119 of the first period.
Locks up a tight cradle, and all he has to do from here is just take his time. He's going to circle towards the feet of Cordoba. And as soon as he's able to lock up the bottom leg, there's not a whole lot that Cordoba can do. Just takes his time. No sense in rushing it. Just locks it up and just applies the pressure.
At this time, while we wait for our 112 place winners to assemble.
So Ruiz wins via the fall. He says he'd like to go on and attend either Boston University or Rutgers. So he may be staying at home in New Jersey. And I'll tell you what, the Rutgers program would love to have a state champ. No doubt about that.
Absolutely. And the Rutgers got a fine program. They'll like to add a wrestler like Ruiz to it. So let's see where he's going to go.
Now we move to 125-pound. Micah Khan from Eastern Regional was a champ in '97. He takes on Nick Focus from Bergen Catholic. Focus comes in with a mark of 31-1, so there's only one loss between these two wrestlers.
Coaches, once again, we know
Micah Khan, the senior, is in the red with the blue stripe.
Third, fourth, fifth,
Focus comes out in the red and the yellow. Both are seniors.
And in the chairs, and the first and seconds, as quickly as possible after your match is complete, get over to the chairs. We will be representing
wrestlers tied in the center.
Place winners.
Micah fakes a shot.
On the mat.
They go head to head. Khan shoots in on a single.
Oh, nice single by Micah Khan.
Does a nice job of bringing Focus back to towards the center. Clears that arm, gets the takedown. And the wrestlers will go off.
Nothing for Micah Khan here in his first period at 125 pounds. Off to the quick start. Starts on the top.
Khan working a tight waist. Has his head in the arm of Focus. Now he'll try to get a bar if he can. Switches off to a one-on-one. Coming out to the front. Try to bring the hips of Focus to the mat. And he drops down on a low single. Focus turns in, try to pick up a reversal if he can. Going to get a call for a potentially dangerous hold on the knee. So we'll start over as Nick Focus goes back on the defensive position. Focus comes to his feet. Will peel the hands of Khan. Khan trips him to the mat as they go off. No change.
Well, Micah Khan last year had a fall in the finals. Remember on the New Jersey Champion Show, he was jumping all around, and it was a great time, great highlight that ran its course on the Comcast Network and CN8, no doubt about that. Stall? That was quick.
Well, Mick, what we've seen so far, they're hitting people on the top. They don't want you just to ride. Work the pinning combinations. They're really sending that message. As Khan stands and peels free. It's 2-1 in favor of Khan. Khan has the underhook. He'll pummel in. Now he's trying for double unders. Can't get it.
And once again, like I say, both wrestlers are seniors, and Micah Khan, a four-time District 26 champ and a three-time Region 7 champion, has all the moves. You got to be real slick to get away from him. John DiLorenzo in the blue shirt is the head coach of Bergen Catholic. His wrestler right now trails by a score of 2-1 as we head to our second period. In the white shirt is John Sanders. He's the head coach of Eastern. As his wrestler, Micah Khan, leads by a score of 2-1 here in this second period.
Khan riding tight waist. We've seen a lot of that today, Mick. Guys riding the tight waist, trying to throw bars.
Is that because it's safer to do that?
I think it's just a style. I mean, a lot of times you see guys, a lot of times in college you see guys riding legs. Pennsylvania likes to try to legs a lot. So it's really a lot of what the coach's preferences as Focus comes neutral. Although we've been seeing, if you can't turn a guy, the referees are quick to hit stalling.
So 2-2 the score now as Nick Focus from Bergen Catholic and the red and yellow has two escapes to the takedown of Michael Khan that came back in the first period. Two to the score. Had 2 low-scoring affairs, and then a fall by Oliver Ruiz at 119.
Your awards will be presented
But things are picking up where they left off after the first 2 weight classes, and a very closely contested bout as the wrestlers go off. And I'll come back to center with 1:01 to wrestle here in the second period. Again, Micah Kahn from Eastern in the red and blue, tied 2-2 with Nick Focus of Bergen Catholic in the red and the yellow.
Kahn now with a high single in the air and brings Focus to the mat for a 2-point takedown.
One of our favorite moves, the power trip.
So nice quickness shown by Kahn. Again, rides with the tight waist. Now comes in for a high Navy. Focus coming back with a whizzer. Will try to come neutral from there. He may not have enough mat space, and he doesn't, as they come back to the center with no change.
You see Nick Focus there. He plans on going to the University of Pennsylvania. Take a look at the inside trip here by Micah Kahn.
He just picks a high single in the air, follows through with a trip, takes Focus backwards for a takedown. And I think we may have an injury time or some blood.
As we said, Nick Focus plans to go to the University of Pennsylvania. Only 1 loss this season and over 100 for his career, 107-9 coming into this one. And on the other side, well, Micah Kahn plans on going to the University of Virginia. 123-10 lifetime is Micah Kahn, so over 200 wins out there on the mat.
That's pretty impressive.
Once again, we ask.
This is our 125-pound final. 4-2 the score, and the wrestlers will go off. Micah Kahn with a 4-2 lead. And he is on top here with 18 seconds to go in this second period.
All wrestlers at 112 and all wrestlers at 119 should now be in the awards.
Focus comes to a short sit.
We will be presenting the awards to the 112.
Kahn riding with an underhook. He's got to be careful he doesn't get hit for stalling. He's got to bring the man to the mat.
Now being wrestled.
He's on a low single. Make sure he keeps his head off the mat from that position.
Fans want stalling. There was a whistle. I think the clock says 0. John Lorenzo didn't like the call, but regardless, the score stays 4-2 and no stall awarded as we go to the third period with Micah Kahn from Eastern on the bottom and that 2-point lead. He has the only takedown that came back in the first period.
Kahn tries a switch off the bottom, but Focus was able to pick the ankle. He's going to have to come back to his base from that position. As Focus tries to throw a cradle, but can't get it. And now Kahn is in on a leg. Focus still in control, but in danger of being reversed.
Kahn can hit that reverse. Now they're going to call stalemate. Now they're going to go into the head of Rich Santoro, color analyst here today. Kahn trying to become a 2-time high school champion. You were a 2-time high school champ. You're up by a score of 4-2. Roughly 1.5 minutes to wrestle. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, you're not thinking about the win. You're still in a close bout, so you want to get out and add some more to it. And then you don't want to do anything stupid. If you're on your feet, you want to stay away from your tie-ups. You don't want to go upper body, chance of getting headlocked or thrown. But you want to stay in your game plan.
Kahn is out. He leads by a score of 5-2. Focus couldn't turn him. He's going to try to let him up and take him down, but he hasn't been able to take Micah Kahn down yet.
Brennan and Randolph.
And they'll go off and come back to center. 1:15 the wrestle. Well, Nick Focus has his work cut out for him. He's got to get 2 takedowns in this final 1:10.
Kahn with the underhook. Staying in front of Focus, not backing up. That's good to see as they go off.
Again, John Sanders, the Eastern head coach in the white shirt, looking on. His wrestler has a 5-2 lead. That's Micah Kahn with 1 minute to go here in this third period, looking for his second consecutive state championship. Missed on a long shot, did Micah Kahn. Underhooks.
Focus now with the underhook. Look for him to start trying something big. And there's a stall call against Kahn. Give a point to Focus. Feeling that Kahn was just blocking there, not trying to go any offense.
Well, can Focus get a takedown? He's got plenty of time. 30 seconds to go.
Trails by 2. Kahn's got to be careful he doesn't back out. Another point will make it a 1-point match, and a takedown would beat him. But Focus really isn't doing any shooting of his own. which is kind of surprising.
Well, he's got to make some hay now. Time is against Nick Focus of Bergen Catholic, as he trails by a score of 5-3, and Kahn just missed on a single. Ooh, a throw attempt. Not enough room. They go off on a little extracurricular activity as Nick Focus, I think, sees the frustration setting in.
Now you want to keep your composure here. You want to get disqualified. He still has a chance to nail a takedown in the final 8 seconds.
Stranger things have happened. It doesn't take long.
As he gets a spin, almost converts it. Kahn, with his quickness, is able to come neutral, though. That was pretty close.
But Micah Kahn will win this one by the score of 5-3.
Final result at 125 pounds.
It was close for Nick Focus,
for the second consecutive year.
but the championship for the second time around goes to Micah Kahn of Eastern. Hope you're enjoying the action here on CN8, the Comcast Network.
Most wrestlers never know the thrill of winning one state championship, but Micah Kahn knows the feeling of winning 2. And how does it feel to win 2 in a row?
Feels great. I mean, this season I just tried to come out and have fun. My team did good. My brother is up here with me, and it feels great.
You seem like you were in control of that match. Did you feel like that out on the mat?
Yeah, there's no way I was going to let him beat me. I mean, he didn't take a shot the whole match, and I knew he didn't have a shot, so I just went for mine and came out and won.
You've got wrestling in your future, and what is that?
I'm going to West Virginia, and hopefully win an NCAA title.
Micah Kahn has 2 in New Jersey. He's setting his sights even bigger now. Mick, back to you.
Spoken like a true champ, Rich Santoro. He said he never took a shot. Maybe that was the only one. Micah Kahn is the winner at 125 pounds. Great to be a 2-time champion, and he lets everybody know about it.
19 pounds, the 7th, 8th place winners, Pete Parrott.
Well, we'll move now to 130 pounds.
Of Eastern.
Well, we do have award ceremonies coming up, so let's check that out.
In 6th place,
this is the 119-pound bracket. From Jackson, Doug Whitstanley was the 5th place winner. The 5th, 6th. Also, Anthony Conti shares that 5th, 6th place medal. He's from Belleville. The 4th place winner was Ryan Brennan of Randolph. So he collects a little hardware today. Bob Seidel from Wall was the 3rd place winner.
The
runner-up at 119 was Dave Cordoba, just a sophomore from Kearney, so he will be back. And the champion at 119 pounds was Oliver Ruiz from Cliffside Park. He had a fall in 1 minute and 19 seconds, and he gets the bracket and the 1st place medal.
Wrestlers, take 1/4 turn to your right.
So we've had 4 champions so far. Now we move to 130 pounds, where Dave Santamaria from CBA, undefeated 33-0, will take on John Berenza of Voorhees, who comes in with a mark of 27-0. There's a good look at Berenza. He'll be wearing the red and yellow of Voorhees. Bob Hall with a plaid shirt is his coach right behind him. So a matchup of 2 undefeated wrestlers, and here comes Dave Santamaria. He's one of the all-time leaders at Christian Brothers Academy. He has amassed way over 100 wins, but has never taken the gold here in New Jersey. He was second in 1997 at 130 pounds, and he was second in 96 at 119. So this is his 3rd trip to a final, and he has yet to win the championship. That's got to be frustrating a little bit, and I'm sure it's on his mind as he comes into this one, Rich.
Oh, absolutely. He's hoping that 3's a charm for him. He's got the advantage of being here 2 other times. He's focused. He knows what he has to do to win. Now he just has to go out and do it.
Now, how much is it as an advantage to when it becomes frustration, when you've been in 2 finals before?
Well, if it's, again, it's individuals, but if you're getting frustrated out there, you're going to be out of your game plan. He comes in with a nice single, switches to a double, and comes down with a cradle, and immediately throws Berenza to his back. Berenza does a nice job of coming to his base, but Santamaria still has the cradle locked up. Again, he's got to take his time. Don't rush it. Gets overextended. He may get himself reversed. Now Berenza comes out the reverse on a half Nelson of his own, and he has it deep.
Well, there's really wild action here in this first 1 minute. Berenza looking for a fall on Santamaria. It's 2-2 on the scoreboard, but back points are coming for Berenza. Berenza changes the hold. Now he's just trying to rock back. It's close. And there's the fall. What a turn of events. John Berenza, who was on his way to Navy, hugged by head coach Bob Hall, who has a champion at 130 pounds. What a turn of events.
Santa Maria comes out, throws a cradle from his feet, almost gets a pin of his own, only to hang on to the cradle too long, gets reversed, and ends up being pinned by John Berenza. What a turn of events. And Mick 3 was not a lucky charm.
We'll be back in just a moment here in Atlantic City.
Emotion and intensity, two of the bywords of wrestling, and none more so than in that last match. John Berenza, the champion, and that match started like a house on fire. You looked like you were in a little trouble, but you recovered. How'd you do it?
I just knew I could go out there and win. I had a close one with him. At Red Bank Catholic last year, I lost by a point, and I knew I could do it and set my goals.
You looked to be in a little bit of trouble early. Were you worried, or you just kept fighting your way out of it?
I was a little bit worried, yeah, when I got thrown in that cradle right off the whistle. Yeah, I was worried. You're always worried when you get put on your back, though. I mean,
but you can enjoy it now. State championship. How does that feel? State champion.
It's great.
Congratulations. Back to you, Mick.
Well, then Berenza, who was on his back, turned things around on Santa Maria and picked up a fall of his own. The official time, 1:07. That's outstanding, Rich.
That's a great feeling. As he mentioned, he was a little nervous when he was on his own back, but he hung tough, kept his composure, came out on top, and picks up a big fall.
He is just the second Voorhees wrestler to go over 100 career wins. He's hugged by Bob Hall, the head coach at Voorhees. Now we're getting set for our 135-pound final, and another defending champion will be out here. James LaValle, 35-0 from Hanover Park, will take on Mtume Goodrum from Absagami, who comes in with just one loss at 33-1. This should be a great one as well.
At this time, we'd like to present the
Well, let's listen in now before we get to that match to our place winners at 125 pounds. And they award medals for 7th and 8th. Let's listen in.
8th place from Ocean City, Greg Austin. And from Nutley, Dante Cifelli. Finishing 6th from Point Pleasant Borough, Jeff Beverly. Finishing 5th from North Hunterdon, Eric Balat. In 4th place from Lenape Valley, Gary Mikolai. In 3rd place from Lenape, David Miller. Finishing 2nd from Bergen Catholic, Nick Focus. And our 1998 state champion at 125 pounds from Eastern Regional High School, Micah Khan.
So Micah Khan wins the first place medal, a 5-3 win over Nick Focus at 125 pounds, and Eastern has another champion. Well, we're getting set now for our next one at 135 pounds. Mtume Goodrum from Absagami, 33-1, just a junior, will be taking on a defending champion. There's the senior, James LaValle, 35-0 from Hanover Park. A champ in 95. He slipped to 5th, 6th in 96 at 119 pounds, but last year at 130, he came back to claim his 2nd title. He's trying to become just the 14th wrestler ever in New Jersey to win a crown 3 times.
That's quite impressive, and I'm sure he's got that on his mind. He's going to come out real focused, and he's, again, has the advantage of being here many times. He's been here 4 times. This is his 3rd final. So he should be very comfortable, very confident.
And oddly enough, in taking a look at some of the information packets that we received on LaValle, he has not named a college yet. So I'm sure that college scouts and coaches are here drooling over this kid.
They're licking their chops. He's kind of putting the pressure on the coaches.
So here we go. 135 pounds. Goodrum is in the brown. LaValle in the black. Doing a nice job of controlling ties early, not giving up much.
Should now report to the chairs behind the award stand on the convention center floor.
LaValle was first in District 9 and in Region 3. 128-7 in his career.
To the chairs behind the award stand
a lot of
on the convention center floor.
Looks like he wants to lock up and throw, Rich.
They're fighting for position out there.
Now Goodrum is just a junior.
Nice high crotch. And he comes out from the side. And LaValle comes up 2-0.
Very workmanlike takedown, nothing flashy, but just got it done.
LaValle working in a tight waist, trying to chop the arm of Goodrum. Now he releases Goodrum. We'll have a timeout so that Goodrum can fix his headgear.
Now, people really shouldn't be surprised that Goodrum is in this final from Absegami. He finished second at 125 pounds a year ago. So this is his second trip to a final. Goodrum goes a little defensive here. They're going to let him wrestle, and then they go off. Ernie Evelyn of Hanover Park has the black coat. He's the head coach. That was nice. Takedown move by LaValle. He leads it by the score of 4-1.
Goodrum coming to his feet and will come neutral.
Makes the score 4-2. It looks like James LaValle of Hanover Park content to play let him up and take him down as he has it working here early with 15 seconds to wrestle in this first period.
He likes to control the inside tie. So far he's done 2 barrel rolls. That might be his favorite takedown.
So the horn sounds with James LaValle leading by a score of 4-2. Gene Barber with the gray shirt and glasses is the head coach from Absegami as he sees his wrestler trailing by a score of 4-2 as we go to second period action. Goodrum won 5-4 and a tiebreaker to get into this final. He was a winner over Blair Tugman of Middletown South.
Wrestlers on their knees. LaValle has the elbow pinched, and they'll call stalemate.
Give you an idea how even these two wrestlers are. As we mentioned, just one loss between them, and LaValle had to beat Harris by a score of 10-8. And here he's picked up 2 more points.
Nice job by LaValle of controlling that front head and arm, taking a nice angle. He's able to get behind Goodrum. Now he's working a tilt. Got his leg caught though. Won't be able to make that work for him as he releases Goodrum.
So 6-3 the score. 3 escapes for Goodrum, and that has been it.
Goodrum on a shot, picks up a takedown. Caught LaValle off guard there. Climbs within 1. Scores now 6-5 in favor of LaValle.
Going to look at LaValle's takedown just a moment ago.
Gets the front head and arm. Does a nice job of tucking the head, taking an angle. Gets Goodrum to flatten out and picks up an easy 2 points.
But Goodrum countered with an escape and a takedown of his own. It's now 6-5, and now LaValle is out. It is 7-5 as James LaValle, with that escape, leads it by 2. Here in our second period, 55 seconds to wrestle. Now this one's going to be close like we thought it would be, and it's going right according to plan. And Goodrum just missed on a little duck under attempt as they were going out of bounds.
Goodrum starting to open up now. Referees will be watching to make sure that LaValle doesn't go defense here. LaValle initiated, but was countered by Goodrum. Goodrum in on a double. LaValle locked it around the waist of Goodrum. Trapping the head, looking for a stalemate. Goodrum trying to improve his position. Try to get his head out if he can. This may end in a stalemate, Mick.
Well, Goodrum trying to pop the. You figure he and Worthy, both juniors, a lot more New Jersey wins for both of these two wrestlers down the line.
DeFilippis throws the legs in. Worthy trying to sit through on it, come out for a reversal. He gets behind, picks up the reversal. So nice job by Worthy of getting out of the legs.
So we're all tied up, 2-2, as time will expire here in this first period. I'll tell you what, that's got to be a little, almost a throw headlock there as they go off with 1 second to go. And that's got to be a little demoralizing for DeFilippis, knowing that you gave up that reversal in the final 10, 12 seconds of the first period.
Yeah, you never want to give up those late points. You kind of let the guy back in the match. It's a big advantage when you're up 2-0, 3-0 going into that second period.
But here it's 2-2. New Providence coaching staff looking on as DeFilippis will have to come off the bottom here in this second period as we are tied at 2. And that's tough. Donnie DeFilippis couldn't post with the arm, and his head goes right to the mat. Now he's able to post a little bit and break that fall.
Worthy riding in the crotch and far arm. Try to bring DeFilippis to his back. Has the arm sucked in nice. Rides in the crotch. If he can't do anything, they'll have to change off. I'm sure the officials won't let him ride there.
Well,
there's a stalemate.
Good look at Patrick Lynch, the head coach of Central, wearing the black shirt on his knees. As we are tied 2-2 with Mark Worthy and Donnie DeFilippis. DeFilippis looking for back points if he can complete the move.
Nice job by Worthy by staying with it, only allowing an escape.
So DeFilippis does get the neutral, and he leads by a score of 3-2. Look at this.
Worthy in on the leg, and he just gets elevated by DeFilippis, almost gets caught on his back. Worthy does a nice job of coming belly down, only giving up an escape there. Could have been a big move for DeFilippis.
Well, we have 1:49 to wrestle, but the clock is moving, so they may have to reset that time. Well, that's injury time running there. Okay. DeFilippis, good look at him, is on his way to North Carolina. That's where he'd like to wrestle.
Looks like he might have jammed his thumb in that maneuver. He got some ice on that.
Wrestling tournament, which is a celebration of athletic excellence.
I'm sure that's not going to stop him, though. Just numb it a little bit and get back out there.
And DeFilippis was, as we mentioned, second back in 96, 112 pounds, and Worthy. Well, he was a champ at 112 back in 96, so they met in that 96 final. It's like a rematch, just 2 years revisited.
Worthy in on a single, switches to a double. Will try to get behind DeFilippis. Has to bring him to the mat. Now Worthy has a half Nelson, but he can't control the hips of DeFilippis. DeFilippis tries to jump over, but Worthy is able to stay with it, and he picks up a takedown of his own, still has the half Nelson in. He's got to be careful he doesn't jam that against the joint. He'll get stopped for potentially dangerous.
And there's the call. But now 4-3 for Worthy as he picks up a takedown here with 44 seconds to go, and Central coach Pat Lynch has to like that.
Worthy riding in the crotch. He's got to be careful he doesn't get elevated again. Trying to pick DeFilippis off the mat.
Well, there's the neutral. And that ties up the score 4-4 here in the second period as DeFilippis now is back even again with Worthy with 20 seconds to go. And DeFilippis is trying to block off. Missed on a shrug there. And now with pressure on the front head and arm, it is Worthy. And we get a stalemate with just 10 seconds to wrestle. Both wrestlers kind of content to let this one wind out.
Yeah, don't want to do anything stupid in the final 10 seconds. Take this one to the third period. Tied at 4.
And that's the way we have wrestled through 4 minutes. Just 2 more minutes to go here in our final at 140 pounds with Mark Worthy of Central in the red, tied with Donnie DeFilippis from New Providence. And they're going to start injury time one more time. Well, Worthy was the favorite coming in here, and right now it is 4-4. But you look at his credentials, Worthy a 3-time District 24 champ and a 3-time Region 6 champ. We'll take a time. Well, they're going to let him come out? Yes, they are. So we are set to continue. 2 minutes on the clock. We're ready for third period action here, and it looks like DeFilippis is going to let him out. Looked like Worthy was going to take more injury time, but we're ready to go for third period action. 5-4 is the score now, as Worthy has the escape to start the third period. DeFilippis doing a nice job. Wants a shrug there, and Worthy reaching back for that right leg.
DeFilippis with a shot. Can't get it. Both wrestlers on their knees. Worthy controlling the elbows as DeFilippis tries to roll through, almost gets stuck on his back, but he's able to come free. Now he tries a little short duck as they go off the mat. The action starts to pick up a little bit here in the final period.
That's the sign of a good referee, too. He didn't go for any swipes because he realized that DeFilippis was really making the offensive move. He was going to give him that second if he could roll back or not, and he did.
DeFilippis with an underhook. He's got to be careful he doesn't get dumped there. Stalemate.
That really shows you how strong DeFilippis is, because when you're really at a position and you still control the tie and able to roll back through without giving up anything, that really means something.
Another injury time, this time taken by DeFilippis. Looks like he's holding his wrist again. Gonna throw some more ice on that, numb it up a bit.
Well, as they work on DeFilippis, let's run down our champions. Tom Noto was our champ at 103 pounds from South River. The champion at 112 was Joe Alexander from Delsea Regional. Alvaro Ruiz won by a fall at 119 to take home the hardware at 119. Micah Khan, the champ at 125. John Berenza, the champion at 130 from Voorhees. And at 135, James LaValle, a 3-time champ. That brings us to 140 pounds, third period action, 56 seconds to wrestle, and it's a 5-4 match with Mark Worthy of Central Regional out front. Stalemate. I'll come back to center.
DeFilippis swiping at the feet of Worthy.
Not really a good idea to take a shot from that far away, is it?
No, but you know he's got to get busy, and he's trying to not really trying to get a takedown there, but trying to set something up. Now Worthy's got to be careful, and there's the stall warning. He's just blocking off. Tries to drag DeFilippis, but he's going to run out of mat room.
So 28 seconds to wrestle. DeFilippis is down by a point, but Worthy already has a stall call against him, so Worthy cannot go on the defensive.
DeFilippis takes a shot from outside, almost gets spun on. Tries to limp on, but Worthy now on a single. DeFilippis counters with a whizzer. DeFilippis has to go offense from there. He can't just block. He's around the waist of DeFilippis. He can either step in front for a trip. Can't block off there.
Looks like Worthy's going to hang on, and he will. A 5-4 win for Mark Worthy of Central Regional, and he is your champ at 140 pounds. A 1-point victory for Mark Worthy, a champ at 112 back in '96, is a champ this year at 140 pounds. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, so you're not into the suit scene, not into dressing up. Not a problem. Just get over to Bob's Stores for all the activewear you want to wear, all the brands you can't live without, and none of the prices you don't want to pay. It's Bob's, the only place for brands like Nike, Fila, Reebok, Champion, Starter, Umbro, and Russell Athletic. So forget the suits, forget those evening gowns too. Just kick back and relax. Bob's, where your weekend begins.
The Edge School of Wrestling has been producing some of New Jersey's finest wrestlers for over 14 years. In the last 5 years alone, The Edge has produced 25 state champions. When you're serious about wrestling, there's only one place to train. For information, call 908-245-1991. 908-245-1991 for The Edge School of Wrestling.
Today's championship matches are brought to you by Bob Stores, where your weekend begins.
Most people never know the thrill of standing in the middle of the mat in Atlantic City, having their arm raised. Mark Worthy has had that thrill twice, a two-time state champion. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. I knew everything would be all right because God is in control. I just prayed before I went out there and wrestled. Whatever happened, happened.
You seem like you were in control most of the match. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, I think it's time for a new pair of shoes. My shoes ripped in the bottom, and I couldn't have no grip. So that's why I took injury time, try to wet them and get some grip. But I thought I could win it, so I just went after him.
Confident and victorious. Mark Worthy, a two-time state champion. Mick, back to you.
All right, Mark, it must be the shoes, Morris. It must be the shoes. So Mark Worthy is your champion at 140 pounds. We are set for our next bout here at 145. We'll have a senior in Nick Harrington from Hunterdon Central coming in with a mark of 35-0, taking on Larry Smashy of Delsey Regional at 27-4. And I'll tell you what, Harrington has been a pinning machine coming into these finals. He has amassed 3 falls en route to getting into this championship. Here comes Harrington from Hunterdon Central. As a matter of fact, in his wins this year, 12 of his last 13 wins have come via the fall, and Larry Smashy has to be careful he doesn't get smashed in this one. They say Harrington likes to throw the headlock.
Goes around the waist of Smashy. Smashy does a little back trip. Can't get it. Nice recovery by Harrington. Coming around the head, looking for a headlock. Can't get it as Smashy still trying to work his takedown. No control given. Harrington does a nice job of countering. Now the takedown is given to Smashy.
So Larry Smashy, who was third in the Region 8 tournament, who is kind of pulled some upsets to get to this final, leads by a score of 2-0.
Smashy riding the legs. Trying to work a power half.
But he's awful high, Rich.
Awful high. Stalemate's called. Harrington's he's a long, lanky wrestler, so he has a lot of leverage, and those guys are always real dangerous, Mick. I don't know if I'd be throwing legs on a big, tall guy like that.
Harrington looking to become the first champ for Hunterdon Central since '84 when Todd Patton was a champ. Patton won that title at 171, and Harrington trying to be a champ here at 145 is trailing by a score of 2-0 to Larry Smashy.
Smashy riding crab ride with a half Nelson. Harrington trying to slide down through the legs, is controlling the ankle of Smashy. Turns in, nicely done, gets a reversal.
So Harrington back in control when we are tied at 2. 37 seconds to wrestle here in this first period.
Right away goes up for a half Nelson, comes way out in front with it. You get a potentially dangerous call here. Usually with a tall guy, Mick, you see a lot of cradles thrown. So far we've seen a nice deep half Nelson. We'll see if he prefers to go with halves as opposed to cradles.
Well, Harrington on top with 26 seconds to wrestle here in this first period, tied at 2. Maybe got his wake-up call with Smashy, started things off with a reversal, but for a takedown, but Harrington got a reversal of his own to tie it up. Now the stalemate, they'll come back to center. With Harrington on top with these final 17 seconds in our first period at 145. Mick Moddinghoff, Rich Santoro, and Mark Rossman with you this afternoon here in Atlantic City.
Harrington again goes right for that half Nelson. Continues to ride Nick Smashy as the first period comes to an end.
So 2-2 the score. And deferring will be the Delsey wrestler, Larry Smashy. He was a winner over Lade Black, who was a defending champ. And Harrington, all he has done in his 35 victories is picked up 27 falls this year.
Quite impressive.
But still, we are 2-2.
Nice little step over by Harrington. Has Smashy in a little bit of trouble as he picks up a bar. Has the arm of Smashy pinned behind his back. Now Smashy gets it free. Harrington trying to pick up the bar. Now he gets it. He's got to bring Smashy down to his belly.
Control is still Harrington's on top. With 1:29 to wrestle here in this second period and a 4-2 lead for Nick Harrington of Hunterdon Central. But he's riding pretty high, Rich.
Smashy trying to come out the back door. Harrington still controlling the far wrist of Smashy. Still hipping into him. Will try to step over. Has the legs in, but again, he's real high. He can readjust. He's trying to turn Smashy. Gets his hips underneath him and gets reversed.
So Smashy with a reversal ties it up at 4. Well, Harrington kind of got himself out of position that time.
Now he did. Tried to rush things a little bit too much. Got his hips caught underneath him. Now he'll work to come to his feet. Peels the hand. Smashy follows. Rides the crab and a half Nelson of his own, but he's high now.
Smashy still has the control. We are tied 4-4 with 30 seconds to wrestle in this second period. In the final at 145 pounds, Larry Smashy in the red from Delsey, Nick Harrington from Hunterdon Central in the black. Steve Isles from Delsey is the head coach. They tell me this is his last tournament this year.
Here you have Smashy has his arm tied up, but you see where Harrington goes to his own butt, and when he does that, he gives the opportunity to Smashy just to turn into him. Picks up an easy reversal.
Harrington may have hurt his wrist. We'll take a timeout and check him out when we come back in a moment here in Atlantic City. Welcome back. 145 pounds as we are winding time out here in the second period. Elbow injury shaken off by Harrington. He's trying to roll through here and almost goes to his back. No swipe. And now Harrington looking for a reversal of his own.
And he comes neutral at the buzzer. Nice flurry of activity.
So Harrington with the neutral will go up 5-4 at the end of 2 periods. I guess the elbow is okay.
Here it is again. Smashy has a half Nelson, and one thing you want to do here, you never want to try to jump across your opponent when he has a half Nelson. He does, almost gets caught on his back. Very lucky, he's able to belly out and traps the arm of Smashy, and it is able to come neutral.
We start the third period, Rich, with Smashy on the bottom and Harrington trying to lock up a cradle through the crotch. Harrington leads by a score of 5-4 here as we're just underway in the third period at 145 pounds.
Harrington again going for that half Nelson. Looks like Smashy's a little bit too loose in the shoulder area, is able to kind of double joint himself and get a lot of those calls for potentially dangerous. Harrington gets too high again. Smashy comes out for a reversal. So both wrestlers like to ride high, and it's gotten them both in trouble. Smashy now with the half Nelson of his own, trying to expose Harrington, can't get it.
And the coaches both checking the clock. We have 54 seconds to go. And 6-5 the score is Smashy's trying to work for a tilt, and he's in danger of being, well, he almost got Peterson, but Harrington still being controlled by Larry Smashy, who is looking for an upset here at 145.
Again, Harrington jumps over. May come neutral here. Smashy hanging on. Doesn't have a whole lot of leverage there. He's able to pick up the leg of Harrington. Harrington can free that. He'll get an escape. Stalemate. No, we got a stall call for hanging on the leg. So Smashy using the leg as a way to kill time. He's called for it.
But no points awarded. It's just a first warning, so Smashy still leads it by 1, 6-5, and this one's going down to the final 20 seconds.
Look for Harrington to explode off the bottom. Tries to come to his feet. Smashy brings him back into a crab ride and a half Nelson. Smashy taking his time. Harrington trying to come to his feet, can't do it. Trying to switch, trying to hang on is Smashy. Smashy in on the leg. And that'll do it.
Time will run out. Larry Smashy is an upset winner here at 145 pounds. He wins it by a score of 6-5. And Delsey has a champion in Larry Smashy. We'll come back to talk to him in just a moment.
Nick Harrington of Veteran Central.
In a bout that went right down to the wire, Larry Smashy wins the 145-pound championship. It was a battle out there, wasn't it, Larry?
It was nuts. We're both kind of odd form, real flexible. We just kept going at it and scrambling. Somehow I ended up on top.
You're a senior in high school, you win a state championship. You haven't had much time to reflect on it, but think about those words, state champion. What does that mean to you?
Feels great. Joey already won it. I won it. We're hoping for one more. It's Coach Oz's last year. We're trying to send them out with a little something special.
A lot of emotion here in Atlantic City today, and that one went all the way to the wire. It was a great one to watch, and Larry Smashy has the title. Mick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, as you mentioned, Joe Alexander was a champ at 112 from Delsey, and now Larry Smashy takes home a title at 145 pounds.
It was a fun match to watch. Both wrestlers real scrappy, going at it. Didn't know to the final horn who was going to come out on top.
And now wrestling.
And there's your winner.
Larry Smashy, the champ, will move to 152 pounds now. Eric Swick from Roselle Park, 35-0, will take on Jake Carnes from Point Pleasant Beach. He comes in with a mark of 24-0, so another pair of undefeated wrestlers. Carnes is out there in the red and white, and Swick, well, he kind of looks like from the University of Pennsylvania in the red and blue.
I was just thinking that, Mick. As he dives in on a high crotch, can't get it.
Although the Penn fans got to be a little upset. Swick is number 1 in this class, and he is choosing to go to Harvard.
Ooh, a competing Ivy League school.
There you go.
But I'm sure he'll do very well there. Harvard with a great program.
No score here, just underway at 152. Matter of fact, the Roselle Park wrestler, Eric Swick, is the first at his school ever to get 100 victories. So he's like the marquee man for their program. Jake Carnes from Point Pleasant Beach, 85-8 in his career, was a champ at District 23 and a champ in Region 6. And he also was a senior.
Both wrestlers tying up in the center of the mat, looking for their shot. Swick with an underhook. Stalemate's called.
This time, all 155-pound place finishers.
Carnes making it to the finals this year. Last year, he missed postseason competition. He had a back injury, precluded him from taking part in the championships.
To the awards area.
And Point Pleasant Beach has never had a state champ. So they're banking on Mr. Carnes to bring home the gold first time around for them.
Looking to make history this afternoon.
No score in this one.
Carnes now with an underhook. Swick trying to control the elbow of Swick, rather of Carnes.
Looks like we'll wind out the first period scoreless. Almost every bout we've had has been very close here today. A couple of falls, but that is it. Most of them going down to the wire, and it looks like this one has those designs as well. A good look at Eric Swick from Roselle Park. In 96, he was a 7th, 8th place finisher at 125, and in 97, picked up the 4th, 5th place spot. And Carnes, well, wrestles down near the Brick Memorial area, so you can see why maybe he hasn't had a chance to amass a lot of hardware, because those schools perennially are the top powers down in, I believe that's the Shore Conference. Just underway here in the second period, 154 to wrestle. And Eric Swick trying to come off the bottom.
Comes to his feet. Carnes comes in the crotch, tries to lift Swick, now lets him go.
So Swick is out. He leads it by the score of 1-0.
Both wrestlers fighting for position. Trying to set up a shot. Neither wrestler so far has taken a real good shot, and there's double warning.
$1:11 to wrestle here. Still 1-0 for Eric Swick. Both he and Jake Carnes undefeated. Carnes came in winning 40 in a row. As I said, missed the postseason last year with a back injury. Here he's got pressure on the front head and arm of Swick.
Tries a knee tap, but can't get it.
Stalemate. So they'll come back to center. We have 47 seconds to wrestle in a 1-0 second period for Eric Swick in the red and blue of Roselle Park. Duck under. Blocked off nicely.
Swick controlling the elbow of Carnes. Another stalemate called.
Both wrestlers ready to go. Oh, here's
Carnes,
a single.
Nice single. Picks it up and drops Swick to the mat. Goes up by a score 2-1. Swick to his feet. Will try to peel the hands. Carnes does a nice job of staying in control, but loses him as they approach the edge of the mat. He maybe thought he was going out.
So with that escape, we are tied at 2 with Swick from Roselle Park in the red and blue and Carnes in the red and white from Point Pleasant Beach. And our second period has come to an end. We are tied at 2. Well, almost every match we've had today has been decided by just a few points. Take a look at the takedown here.
Little knee pick by Carnes, then trips Swick to the mat as Carnes starts off from the bottom position, stands and breaks neutral.
Matter of fact, our last 2 matches have been of the 1-point variety. And this one now 3-2 as Carnes has the lead.
Carnes with the front head and arm. Trying to make something happen from that position. Again, a stalemate.
Now, I haven't seen a lot of movement on the bottom, really, from either wrestler when they're down.
No, and that's why you're getting a lot of stalemate calls. But look for Swick to start picking it up. He needs a takedown, although both wrestlers have been warned for stalling.
Carnes has the only takedown in this match. It came in the second period when he went up by a score of 2-1. And they'll go off and come back to center with just 1:05 to wrestle. But a Point Pleasant contingent trying to figure out a way to keep their wrestler in the lead right now. Jake Carnes leads it by 1, 3-2.
Carnes with the underhook. Tries to look for an ankle pick, can't get it. Swick not doing a whole lot offensively, just pummeling in. Now he slides down for a leg, can't reach it though. Not a lot of penetration there. Now both wrestlers chest to chest. Swick reaches, he's got to be careful he doesn't overextend himself. Swick with the high crotch, can't get it.
Stalemate with 21 seconds to wrestle. Sam Apollo on the right.
Swick drops in for a high crotch, but he can't get it. Carnes has the underhook. He'll try to drag from there. Down the last 5 seconds. Trying to spin.
Looks like we're going to get another 1-point victory, and we will. 3-2 the final. Jake Carnes from Point Pleasant Beach becomes the school's first champion. So Carnes is the winner, runs his record of 25-0 in the season. And for Eric Swick, his first loss at 35-1.
Larry Smashing, Nick Harrington, please report to the awards area.
Your champion at 152 pounds is Jake Carnes from Point Pleasant Beach. We'll be back in a moment.
We're having a lot of fun in Atlantic City today. They're going to be talking about this one in Point Pleasant Beach for a long time. Jake Carnes becomes the first wrestler from Point Pleasant Beach High School to win a state championship. That's got to make you feel proud.
God, it feels great. I can't even describe how it feels. I mean, for the past 2 years, I've been through so much. I mean, it just means everything to me. I mean, so many people helped me, so many people supported me, and I just went after it, and I got it.
Well,
incredible.
You did go after it because you seemed to be the aggressor for most of the match and were taking most of the shots. Was that your game plan?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I stepped to the mat, I had to set in my head that I want this. I'm not going to let them take it away from me. So I'm not going to let them take away my dream.
They can never take away your dream now. You're a state champion. How does that feel?
It feels great. It was absolutely great.
Jake Carnes of Point Pleasant Beach. They're going to be talking about this one for a long time to come. Mick?
3-2 win for Jake Carnes. Thanks very much, Mark and Rich. Tell you, what a feeling to be the first state champ in your high school's history.
Oh, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of pride right there. A lot of people pulling for him, and it's an undescribable feeling. As we indicated earlier, he was the aggressor throughout, and he wasn't going to let his opponent take the match from him.
So again, your final, Jake Carnes is the winner, 3-2 at 152 pounds. He finishes his year at 25-0 and the first state champion ever from Point Pleasant Beach High School. Well, hope you're enjoying the action here on CN8, the Comcast Network. You see the place winners at 145 pounds. Nick Harrington, the runner-up from Hunterdon Central, receives his award. And the 1998 champion at 145 pounds with a 6-5 win from Delsey, Larry Smashy. Third in the region, but number one in the state in Atlantic City for Larry Smashy. Wrestled most of the end of the year with a broken toe, and you never would have known it. So Smashy is the champion, congratulated by Nick Harrington, and we are set for our next bout here at 160 pounds. Justin Cole-Lace from Warren Hills, the top seed, coming in at 29-0, taking on Kurt Pellegrino from Point Pleasant Borough, 26-2. Cole-Lace will be in the blue and white.
And our final acknowledgement, one more turn to your right. Let's hear it.
Mark Rossman told us about the story of
champions.
Cole-Lace's best friend, Ryan Storm, dying recently in an auto accident. He was an outstanding wrestler at Warren Hills, and at the viewing, Cole-Lace took his championship medal from a year ago and dropped it in Storm's coffin and said, "It's okay, I'll pick up another one down in Atlantic City this year." And he's been on a mission ever since.
Kurt Pellegrino.
Justin Cole-Lace, with his head coach, Jim Reynolds, is ready to go to defend his title, and here is his opponent, Kurt Pellegrino, a senior from Point Pleasant Borough. He was second at 140 back last season. His neighbor just won a championship for Point Pleasant Beach, and now Pellegrino from Point Pleasant Borough has his championship hopes right here. He was second in Region 6, was Kurt Pellegrino.
Gary Kessel.
But he's taken on a defending state champ who has even just a little bit more incentive this time around.
Jay Sutcliffe of Gloucester Catholic, John Carson of Grand Rapids Valley, Tyson Rementer of Lower K Bay, and William Maxwell of Morristown.
Cole-Lace, 99-19 in his career. Number one in Region 1. And
nice throw by Cole-Lace. Hasn't been able to pick up the takedown yet. Pellegrino doing a nice job of countering as they go off.
Tried to pull him back. They might have blew the whistle a little too soon. Dave Kirk from Point Pleasant Borough is the head coach. He has the black coat. Cole-Lace blocks a duck under attempt.
Cole-Lace trying to control the collar tie. Takes a shot as they go out.
And I don't think it's any coincidence that Pellegrino is staying close to the sidelines against Justin Cole-Lace. You want to work on your terms against the defending state champ and try to shorten mat space a little bit against a quality wrestler like this.
Pellegrino, though, with double underhooks.
Looked like he wanted to throw, but didn't have a lot of torque there to get it done. Oh, Color-Loose reaching for the ankle, pulls him back in.
Nice ankle pick, but Pellegrino does a nice job of staying under the arm.
Yeah, Jim Reynolds didn't quite like the call as he's on his feet. Still scoreless, 28 seconds to wrestle here in this first period. Championship bout at 160 pounds.
Both wrestlers head-to-head. Color-Loose does a nice trip. Picks up the takedown.
Color-Loose leads by a score of 2-0. Gets that takedown in the final 10 seconds of the first period. And the first period ends 2-0 for Justin Color-Loose from Warren Hills.
Reaches in, picks up the ankle. Pellegrino stays with the underhook of the arm, is able to throw Color-Loose over his shoulder. Here's the takedown, just a little step in, trips behind the leg of Pellegrino and picks up the takedown.
Color-Loose starts on top here in this second period. The Warren Hills stable says you go power half. We'll see if he throws that in momentarily. Wrestling is a little bit different style when you get more toward the Delaware River side of the state.
Color-Loose riding with a one-on-one. Now throws a half Nelson. And has Pellegrino on his back momentarily. Pellegrino does a nice job of rolling through and he'll come out for a reversal.
So Kurt Pellegrino ties it up 2-2. 1:12 to wrestle here in this second period. And injury time called by Pellegrino just as Color-Loose was going to sit and turn in. So Kurt Pellegrino wants the injury clock to run.
Here's the reversal. And now Pellegrino gets on top. Just rides a tight waist. And signals to the referee as he got a bloody nose. Here's the reversal. Color-Loose throws a half Nelson, can't get his hips down. Pellegrino does a nice job of following through on the roll. Comes up behind for a reversal.
Whenever you're like on top, go single wrist.
Good
job.
Please refer to the press area. Westfield to the press area.
Hips just got to stay back on your legs. Good job.
What's he telling him?
Goes down there is just stay back on his hips. Don't get too high. Just take your time. He was reversed there because he wasn't controlling the hips. That's so important when you're on the top position.
2-2 the score. Kurt Pellegrino with a takedown, or rather reversal here in the second period. Color-Loose had a takedown in the first period for Warren Hills. Color-Loose tries to come off the bottom with plenty of time. Over a minute here in the second period. Color-Loose trying to come out the back door.
Pellegrino with the legs thrown in. Can't hold him though.
There's a reversal. Color-Loose leads it by a score of 4-2. That reversal comes about 48 seconds to wrestle here in this second period.
Pellegrino's trying to come out the side. He may get, yes, he gets an escape.
So with the escape, it's now 4-3. Justin Color-Loose with a 1-point lead over Kurt Pellegrino from Point Pleasant Borough. Gotta get my beach and borough corrected. 1 point advantage for Color-Loose in the blue.
Nice throw by Color-Loose. Can't get the leg of Pellegrino as he runs by. Pellegrino now in a nice single leg. Comes to his feet with it. He'll try to convert that for a takedown. That's Color-Loose hopping. Brings him to the mat and picks up a takedown.
So with the takedown, it's now 5-4. And that comes with 5 seconds to go here in the second period as Pellegrino has a 1-point lead and a one swipe. Had Color-Loose working for a tilt. Coach Kirk didn't like the call, but regardless, it ends 5-4 in the second period for Kurt Pellegrino of Point Pleasant Borough. So now just 2 minutes standing between Color-Loose and a second championship, but he finds himself trailing by a point in this one.
Award winners for 152 pounds should all be assembled in the seating area behind the award stand.
Well, it's no surprise that Cole Luce has done as well as he has. I mean, he has just been on a roll ever since he won that championship a year ago. Now you take a look at the blood being controlled at the nose there by Pellegrino. Let's take a look at the last takedown by Pellegrino.
Does a nice job of shooting deep, getting a lot of penetration, keeps his head back up, comes to his feet. All he has to do is take his time and work Colarus to the mat. Brings him down, slips behind, 2-point takedown.
Well, we are set for our third period here
Gary Bremer of New Providence
at 160 pounds. 5-4 is the lead for Kurt Pellegrino. He is in the black singlet with gold trim from Point Pleasant Borough against Justin Colaluz from Warren Hills, last year's champ at 145 pounds in the blue, trying to come off the bottom to start this third period.
Brian Bolivar of Piscataway, please report to the awards area. Brian Bolivar of Piscataway.
Pellegrino trying to work a tilt. Colaluz trying to hit a switch. He's got to scoot his hips out. Pellegrino between the legs of Colarus. That may end in a stalemate.
See how long they let it go, Rich. Oh, we have locked hands.
From the top position, you can't block around the waist. He got caught by the side judge.
Well, Coach Kirk realizes the infraction. Didn't agree momentarily, but realizes the score is now 5-5, and there's the escape. Colaluz leads it by a score of 6-5 in his third period with 1:22 to wrestle, and they're on their feet. Colaluz in on a double.
Now he switches off to a single. Pellegrino picks the leg, though. Colaluz does a nice job of dropping his hips, picks up the takedown.
That makes the score 8-5 for Justin Colaluz from Warren Hills, and he has 1:05 to go.
Colaluz now riding legs. Try to work crossbody ride. Trying to pick the left arm of Pellegrino. Pellegrino trying to reach down for a leg of Colaluz. Trying to come out the back door if he can, but a stalemate will be called.
42 seconds to wrestle. Once again, Justin Colaluz has picked up a penalty point, an escape, and a takedown here in this third period. He now leads it by a score of 8-5, and he's on top with 42 seconds to wrestle in the third period.
Colaluz on top.
Wants to go
throws the leg in. There's that power half you were talking about earlier. Has Pellegrino flattened on his belly.
And neither wrestler has been hit with a stall warning, although we may get one here.
Spoke too soon, as Colaluz is warned for riding on top.
More of a parallel ride than anything else, and you can't do that. Colaluz trying to, looked like he was trying to take him to his back right away, but almost lost the control. Got a reversal coming up here. There it is. That makes the score 8-7. But time's winding out, and that's the way it's going to end. Justin Colaluz gives up a reversal late, but hangs on the win by a point, and the Warren Hills wrestler has his second championship. He wins it by a score of 8-7, and he promised that he would win in memory of his fallen teammate Ryan Storm, died in an auto accident before the regions, and he gets the job done.
From Warren Hills, Justin Colaluz.
Emotional win for that young man right there.
Against from Point Pleasant Borough.
Final 8-7 for Justin Colaluz. We'll come back with more in a moment.
Justin Colaluz has won his second state championship, but there's much more to it than that today. A couple of weeks ago, his good friend Ryan Storm killed in a car crash, and Justin, you dedicated your run to the state title for him. You really put it on the line today.
Yeah, I did. I mean, Ryan was my best friend, And he knows, I hope he knows in heaven that I would do anything for him. And I dedicated myself as soon as he died. I said, I gave him my gold medal. And I said, that's for you, and I'm going to win another one for me. And next year he would have been a state champ. He's got the dedication to be one. And I just wish he was here to be. I just wish he was here.
Well, this battle, it was a tough battle out on the match. You won it by a point. What was the difference in the end, you think?
I don't know. I should have got a couple of them takedowns, but you just got to move on. And I stayed focused the whole time. I was patient, and I knew what I was going to do. I was I had a plan that I was going to. The same thing I did in state finals last year is hip in and try to get some backs out of it, but it didn't work. But I don't know, overall I just was real smart out there and knew what I could do and knew what I shouldn't give up.
Well, you never gave up, and that's what the story is today, and it was one friend winning a state championship for another who will never be forgotten at Warren Hills. Mick?
All right, thank you very much, Mark Rossum. I'll tell you what, look at this effort in the final seconds. Gave up a reversal, but it didn't really matter. As 8-7 the final for Justin Cole-Lewis from Warren Hills. Talk about the emotion, Rich. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's so many things going through your mind as the match ends, and that's the biggest thing right there going through his mind. He set out to do something. He did it. He's got to feel real good inside.
Now we'll move to our next one at 171 pounds, and another Warren County wrestler, Aaron Freer of Phillipsburg, a mark of 30-4, will take on Rich Gildner from Southern Regional, coming in with a mark of 30-2 on the season. So Warren County looking for 2 consecutive first-place finishes here at the Bob Store NJSIAA Wrestling Championships.
The referee for the match is Carmel Marina. The mat assistant is Vinny Russo.
Both wrestlers with head ties, trying to set something up. They circle back to the center. Nice high crotch by Freer. He's got to bring Gildner to the mat. He lifts. Nope, Gildner comes right back up. Gives him a little bit of reaction time. No points yet. Freer's got to stay locked on there, but he can't hold it. Gildner does a nice job of wrestling free. A lot of action, but no points.
1:08 to wrestle in our first period. Freer in that familiar garnet and gray from Phillipsburg.
Gildner now with a front head and arm. Try to go from there. Tries to spin, but Freer picks up a leg, blocks him off.
And the crowd real quiet. I think and yet probably one of the biggest traveling contingents is that from Phillipsburg High School.
I'm sure they're all holding their breath, waiting for some points to be scored by their Aaron Freer.
Aaron Freer's been in a lot of big matches this year. When you figure they went up against Easton, Pennsylvania, the top team, and beat them. Matter of fact, he had a major win in that one to seal it for Phillipsburg. Wrestled St. Ed's of Ohio. I think they even took on Blair Academy, too.
I think you're right.
Which is a top prep team in the country. Duck under, blocked off nicely. Ooh, stall warning here on green, though. And Gildner has a warning against him in the final 10 seconds of this first period. We will go scoreless. Aaron Freer of Phillipsburg and Rich Gildner of Southern Regional. First in District 1 and first in Region #1 this year. Gildner comes in with a mark of 75-22 in his career. 4th place finisher back in '97 in state competition.
Gildner will start from the top position. Comes out front, looks for a 3/4 Nelson. Freer tries to stand up. Gildner has the back leg trap, now hits the head tuck momentarily. Freer's best move here would be to flatten out.
I think that's exactly what he's going to do, Rich.
And he breaks the hold. That's a scary hold to be in. Once you get your head tucked, there's not a whole lot you can do. Gildner's not giving up on that 3/4 Nelson, though. Freer trying to get to his feet.
Give you an idea how tough Freer is. There's a stall on the bottom, so each wrestler is warned. against Mike McGinley of Highland. Freer was losing, got taken to the mat, had his head bounce off the mat, and actually knocked him out for a little while. He was trailing, got back on his feet, and wound up winning and going to the final.
Jeez. And he's lucky he was able to continue. If he lost consciousness, normally they'll want to let a guy continue with that.
There's one.
Here comes neutral.
Freer is out, leads it by a score of 1-0 here with 55 seconds to wrestle in this second period. In our championship final at 171 pounds. Rich Gildner had 3 falls to get into this championship bracket. And his last one in the semifinals came in just 1:36.
Headlock attempt by Gildner, countered by Freer as he slips back for a takedown.
I think they gave it to him, Rich. 3-0 to score for Aaron Freer of Phillipsburg. Well, he's trying to finish off a big year. He's a member of a football team that finally beat Easton, their arch rival from across the river, earlier this year, and now trying to win a state title. But with the escape, it is 3-1 as Gildner is out.
Freer controls the tie with an underhook. He'll try to throw it by if he can, maybe drop it on a single. Gildner tries to take a shot, now tries a little barrel roll. Freer now tries to spin. Gildner controls the left arm of Freer, won't let him get behind. Still no takedown. Nice job by Rich Gildner.
So Gildner stays away from a takedown and ends the second period down by just 2 points, 3-1. Get another look here at Aaron Freer.
Gildner tries a headlock, can't get it. It's an easy takedown for Freer as he slips behind.
Now the question is, will he let him out? Yes, he will. Freer lets him out. The score is 3-2. Aaron Freer of Phillipsburg leads it by 1. Just underway, third period action here at 171. Fans want stalling, none called, as each wrestler has been warned. And I think Freer's going to have some injury time start as he goes to his bench.
We'll take a look at his elbow. It's wrapped up. Maybe he has hyperextended it at some point in the tournament.
Standing behind the crowd under the watchful eye is Mike Rossetti, former outstanding wrestler in his own right at Phillipsburg, and then went on to actually go in the New Jersey College of New Jersey Hall of Fame. Maybe a hyperextension, but I think he's going to shake it off. Crowd of about 10,000 here at Convention Center in Atlantic City today. This is always one of the most heavily attended NJSIAA events, maybe even the most attended.
There's a stall call against Freer. That'll tie the score.
So we are tied at 3 with 1:27 to wrestle. And it looks like Freer may have been cut. Jerry Tabacino is the head coach of Southern. And Freer will go back over and take a look. Blood timeout, so the injury clock will not run.
So he got a little nick on his chin. Stop that and get him back out.
The referee is Carmen Marina. Well, he was a state champ back in '75. Now he's getting a chance to officiate here in the championship final. Back on their feet, tied 3-3. Aaron Freer of Phillipsburg in the garnet and gray against Rich Gildner of Southern Regional in the black. And it looks like this one's going to go down to the wire too, Rich.
Both wrestlers taking shots.
There's Mike Rossetti in the shirt and tie, the white shirt. He's had his share of state champions out of the Phillipsburg stable.
Freer with a front head and arm. Gildner trying to get to his feet. Got to be careful he doesn't get spun on. As Freer has double underhooks.
Time's down to 33 seconds in this one. Tied at 3-3, and the referee says, let's see some action.
Gilner reaching for an ankle. Now Freer shoots, can't get it. Another ankle attempt by Gilner. Now he has a front-handed arm as we wind down. Approaching the final 15 seconds. Freer tries to spin, can't get it.
Still no advantage either way. Looks like this one may go overtime. We're down to our final 6 seconds. We're switching to a single, and nothing's going to happen. And our first match today will go to the extra period. Aaron Freer and Rich Gilner are tied 3-3. We're going overtime.
So we'll go to sudden death. We'll put 2 minutes on the clock. First points win.
First wrestler to score wins.
Remember, both wrestlers have been warned for stalling, so a stalling call could end this one as well.
That'd be a tough way to go.
And if after 2 minutes it's still tied, they'll flip a coin and go to a ride-out.
Freer locking up high with Gilner.
Freer with double unders again. Doesn't have a whole lot of mat space to work, and they'll bring him back to the center.
And so many times, Mike Rossetti looking for the timeout, gets it there. But I'll tell you, so many times things happen at the edge of the mat, and I think the referees want the action. No slips, no big attempts at the corner. Let's give you plenty of room to finish. That's exactly what they're doing here by bringing them back to center.
Right, and actually the wrestlers have to be careful that they don't relax on the edge of the mat. You see a lot of times they maybe anticipate the official's going to blow them out. They kind of relax, bang, they get taken down. So they got to be on their toes.
You ready? You ready? Come on, baby.
All right, Aaron Freer says he's ready. They've stopped the bleeding, and he's set to go. 3-3 the score, sudden death, with 1:30 still to wrestle. Gilner reaching for that right ankle, missed it. Reaching for a single, can't get that either on Aaron Freer.
Freer with an underhook. He's got to be careful. He circles towards the center. Tries to jack up his opponent as they go off.
Phillipsburg was ranked as one of the top teams in the country earlier this year, and they were awarded the #1 team in the state of New Jersey here earlier today. Freer's in on a single.
Got his head to the outside. He'll try to switch to a double. He's got to get his hips underneath him. Try to pick Gilner in the air. Gilner hanging on with the arm. Trying to get off the mat. He's got to be careful, doesn't make it too obvious. And they go off, no control. Good call.
Phillipsburg coaching staff was jumping for it too, and they didn't get it. But Freer was very close to the takedown, and Jerry Tapachino and company on the other side had to breathe a sigh of relief with that one. 47 seconds to wrestle, still tied at 3. First one to score in this overtime wins.
Freer with the underhook again. Seems to be very comfortable wrestling from that. It's an effective move. You can control the ties with an underhook. A lot of offensive shots can be done from that position. Gilner now coming in with a headlock.
They're going to blow him out with just 18 seconds to go, and if they don't score in the final 18 seconds, they'll flip the coin and either ride your opponent out for 30 seconds or he comes out and he wins.
Freer with the underhooks. We'll look for one more shot.
And with 3, 2, 1, we are going to get our first coin flip of the day.
He's the winner.
Freer's got to bring him back down.
Gilner comes to his feet. And he's out.
He's out and he wins.
It's out in 8 seconds in the ride out. About as close as you can get. There's one happy wrestler as Rich Gilner wins by a ride out.
That is a tough way to go. So Gilner wins it from Southern Regional. Overtime tiebreaker 4-3. He's congratulated by the Phillipsburg coaching staff on his title. And there's your champion at 171 pounds.
What a difference a year makes for Rich Gilner. 4th in the state last year, but he wins it in overtime to capture the state championship. Rich, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
What was the difference? This one went OT. What was your strategy in the overtime?
I know he was better than I was on my feet, so I just wanted to get through that first overtime period. Hopefully I got the coin flip, and I did, and got out.
Well, You fourth last year, champion this year. What's the difference? It's not much, but what was it for you?
It was dropping to 71. Last year I was at 89, and I was just getting overpowered by a lot of kids. That 71's my weight class, and I guess it is now since I won.
Well, they usually go 6, but they had to go 8.5 today. Rich Gildner doesn't mind. He had enough left in the tank to win the state title. Back to you, Mick.
All right. Thanks very much, Mark Rossman, as there's your champion at 171 pounds. He got out in the overtime rideout, Rich.
Comes with a quick stand, peels the hand of Freer. Just takes his time, clears his hips, pushes away, and there's your winner.
And Aaron Freer, nothing to do but watch as his state title hopes go by the boards.
In your final quarter
Just tries to hang on, just not enough.
The
There's
champ
your winner.
at 171 pounds, Rich Gildner of Southern Regional, had 3 falls en route to the final, but had to go overtime to win that one. 160-pound place winners are congratulated as they go off, and Justin Cole Ace in the blue streak from Warren Hills gets the gold medal. Let's go to 189 pounds now, and we're in for a treat. The junior is Damian Hahn from Lakewood. Comes in with a perfect mark of 34-0, taking on Nick Fichetti from Cranford, and this one should be real entertaining, as 67 in a row is what Damian Hahn has going coming into this one.
And again, we have 2 undefeated wrestlers going at it.
Fichetti from Cranford back in 96, finished in the 6th place spot at 189, and last year at the same weight class he finished 3rd. And he's taking on the defending champ. Damian Hahn was actually 2nd at 171 back in 96. So here we go at 189 pounds. This and then 2 more to go here in Atlantic City. Oh, they're off. But Hahn was looking for a single. There's the father of Damian Hahn on the right. That is Miles Hahn.
Nice single leg and coming through the middle is Damian Hahn. Somersault attempt by Fichetti, but can't make it stick as he gets taken down, and Hahn releases him right away. They go off. 2 big kids out there, Mick.
I got that right. 2 on the score. 126 to wrestle here in this first period. As Hahn has a 1-point lead.
Another duck attempt missed by Hahn. Fichetti tries a headlock, can't get it.
Damian Hahn, 34-0 this year and 94-3 in his career. And remember, he is just a junior. So you can tack on another 30 wins to that.
That's
Think
scary.
of the totals he's going to amass.
Sure, have all the schools in the country looking at him.
I think so.
Place winners at 171 pounds.
Score still 2-1 in favor of Hahn. 46 seconds to wrestle. High crotch by Hahn. Stays on the low single. Will work to get his head and back up. Fichetti does a nice job of picking up the left ankle, or rather the right ankle of Hahn, trying to neutralize it. This may end in a stalemate. There's no improvement.
Down to 21 seconds, and there's your stalemate call. Fichetti is on his way to the Big Ten. We'll tell you about that in a moment. You get a good look at Mads Madsen, the head coach from Lakewood.
Fichetti trying to work a headlock. Switches off now, tries a high crotch, countered by Hahn. They go chest to chest, almost a throw attempt by Hahn.
The period winds out 2-1. Damian Hahn with the lead over Nick Fichetti of Cranford. We told you about the credentials of Damian Hahn, but when you talk about the senior from Cranford, Nick Fichetti is on his way to Michigan State. He is going to wrestle out in the Big Ten, and it's pretty good wrestling out there.
probably the toughest conference in the country right now. The likes of Iowa and Penn State, Michigan State.
Just underway in the second period, and here's a trip here, inside trip, and they'll go off. No points awarded. Hahn's going to come off the bottom here. 150 to wrestle in this second period. Fichetti, tight waist, just cups under the chin. Now switches to the high crotch. And they'll go off.
And there's a stall call on Fichetti as he ran Hahn off the mat. Some of the fans not happy with that call.
There you go. First stall warning against Fichetti. Hope you're enjoying the Bob Stores NJSIAA Wrestling Championships here at Atlantic City. We're at 189 pounds. We're going to get a caution on top, I believe. First caution against Fichetti.
Hahn tries to get to his feet, comes to a 4-point. Fichetti tying the far arm. Now he drops to a high single and trips Hahn to the mat. Now picks up a one-on-one, rides in the crotch. Keeping the pressure on Hahn as he gets to his feet. And he kicks free.
Ooh, and they give him the neutral. Well, Mads Matson and Miles Hahn see their wrestler take a 3-1 lead with the escape.
Both wrestlers fighting for position. Fichetti with the underhook. And they'll spin out of bounds.
Well, it has been a very closely contested NJSIAA final in almost every weight class. The biggest decision we've seen has been by 4 points, and that was back at 103 pounds when Tom Noto won 6-2.
Nice duck under by Damian Hahn. Gets behind Fichetti. Goes up by a score of 5-1.
I think if anybody's going to break this run of 1- and 2-point victories, it would be Damian Hahn's to do. And he leads right now by a score of 5-1.
Optional start by Hahn as he cuts Fichetti.
So as Fichetti is out, it's 5-2. Damian Hahn with 31 seconds to wrestle, and a duck under attempt was missed. And you're going to take down going the other way. It's now 7-2 for Damian Hahn.
Fichetti just overshot that takedown, got himself off balance a little bit, and Hahn capitalized on it.
Fichetti started this competition with 95 career victories against only 4 losses. And he has to take on one of the top wrestlers in New Jersey at this weight class. It's tough. 7-3 the score, and they'll go off. So Fichetti is down by 4, 7-3, with just 8 seconds to wrestle here in our second period. Fichetti with 3 escapes, and that's all. So we end the second period, 7-3, Damian Hahn. Take a look at how he's amassed these points, Rich. Here's his last 2 scoring plays.
Little duck under, gets behind Fichetti, picks him off the mat, brings him down. Nice 2-point takedown. Here's the other one. Actually, it's a shot by Fichetti, and he falls to his hip. It's an easy spin for Hahn.
Can't make a mistake against a schooled wrestler like Damian Hahn. Definitely be points the other way. 7-4 with an escape to start this period.
Hahn controlling that front head and arm. He'll try to bring Fichetti to the mat, and he'll run out of mat room there.
Rich, I know you've seen some great technicians throughout your years covering the sport of wrestling. What do you think Damian Hahn has that kind of experience and just the way he's out there, with the way he just goes tie after tie after tie.
Yeah, he's real composed out there, real relaxed, takes in his shots. He's a good one, and as you said, he's only a junior, so I'm quite impressed with his abilities. He's not forcing things, and by that, he's got a 7-4 lead in the last period.
It seems like most times he's in control.
He's controlling the ties. He knows exactly where he wants to be. He's got good positioning out there, and when he hits his shots, he's real explosive with them.
And I think the fans know that too. You know, you get the panoramic view here of Convention Center in Atlantic City, and not many empty seats as they're here to watch the 189-pound dynamo and Damian Hahn from Lakewood. He leads it by a score of 7-4 with 1:04 to wrestle here in this third period against Nick Ficchetti of Cranford. And Ficchetti, a two-time place winner, will obviously place again, but looks like he just will be denied that top spot one more time.
Both wrestlers tying the head up. Little duck again by Hahn. He'll try to, he brings Ficchetti down to the mat, and he picks up another takedown. So Damian Hahn showing his quickness. That was his, I believe, his third duck under.
I think so. Take a look at the takedown. He has 4 takedowns in this one. Hahn leads it by a score of 9-4.
Ficchetti to his feet. Will work on the hands of Hahn. Hahn just releases him. Goes through that overhook. And they'll go off. 20 seconds to wrestle.
It looks like Damian Hahn is going to do it again. You know, earlier today we saw James LaValle become a 3-time state champ. And with his second under his belt and 1 more year to go, Damian Hahn has already started his quest to do the same thing.
Now he's in on a single. He may not have enough time to finish this.
9-5 is going to be your final. Damian Hahn of Lakewood defends his championship. His father on the right applauds as why not? His son is a 2-time state champion here in New Jersey. Damian Hahn wins it 9-5 over Nick Ficchetti of Cranford. Hope you're enjoying the action here on CN8, the Comcast Network. We'll be back in a moment.
It's getting to be a habit for Lakewood High School wrestler Damian Hahn. This is 2 straight state championships. Does this one feel any better, Damian?
Yeah, you know, it gets better every time you win it. You know, it's just like you take another step up in the wrestling world. You know, it's like my freshman year. I mean, last year when I won, it felt great because I know I took second my freshman year. But now, it's just like I feel like I have to do this now. You know, like I won't let no one stop me to do it.
You use the same technique in the semifinals and finals, takedown and escape. Obviously, very confident in your abilities out there.
Well, you know, I mean, at our club, Team Hammer, we work on our feet majority of the time. So, I mean, that's where matches are won and lost, on your feet. You know, you can, I mean, if you can get out from the bottom and you're good on your feet, you know, that's where it's going to be.
2 straight for Damian Hahn next year. You're going to feel any pressure going for 3?
Nah, it's just like, you know, another tournament. Just got to come in here and do the same thing.
Who knows? Maybe we'll meet again next year. Mick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mark Rossman. Smoking like a true guy from Team Hammer.
There you see the duck under by Damian, and he picks up the 2-point takedown.
So Damian Hahn, the champion at 189 pounds, and he becomes the 5th of our defending champions to garner gold once again, as all 5 defending champions now have taken the first place prize here at the NJSIAA tournament here in Atlantic City. And his father, with arms folded, says, yeah, that's my boy.
And his opponent,
nothing to it, huh?
Washington Township, Nick Lopez.
Well, he was favored, and he brought home the gold. We go to 215 pounds. Nick Lopez from Washington Township, undefeated 32-0, will take on Greg Sawyer from Delsey, who comes in with just 1 loss this year. The Delsey wrestler, Greg Sawyer, in the red and white. Lopez in the red and blue.
Award stand. The award winner is at 189 pounds.
And the red hair. I guess that's the way we should describe Nick Lopez from Washington Township.
And it is red.
It is.
At 215 pounds, please report to the
they'll lock up and go off.
behind the award stand.
I think that's better than Rodman's.
Sawyer on a single. Can't get close enough as Lopez counters with double unders. Trying to lock something up as they go off the mat. Can't get anything to work, and they'll come back to the center.
This is a rematch of the Region 8 final. Sawyer was the winner in District 31, but second in Region 8 as Lopez took home the gold in that one. Lopez comes in with 101 wins in his career, 90 for Greg Sawyer in the red and white from Delta Regional.
And as soon as we get our heavyweight back in the middle of the mat, we will have pictures of the 14.
Sawyer was a sixth place finisher back at 189 in 1997. And last season, Lopez at 189 finished in that 8th place spot. So each of these wrestlers have medaled, and now they have a chance to take home the top prize in a final.
So far in the early going here, it looks like Nick Lopez likes to go upper body. Trying to work those underhooks as Greg Sawyer is warned for stalling.
First warning of the match at 2:15. Both are seniors.
Shot by Sawyer, countered by Lopez, and immediately goes upper body. Now they're chest to chest.
I think anytime you get close to heavyweight, 215, these guys are going to lock up and throw, and that usually is the case. You don't see a lot of wrestlers, and maybe at 215 you will, but at the heavyweight division that really are that great at taking shots from outside a long-distance shot.
Right, they're not as quick as the lightweights. You'll see a lot of this stuff right here, upper body moves. No control awarded yet as they are blown out of bounds. So a couple of near misses for Nick Lopez. The score remains 0-0, 6 seconds to go in the first period.
What if that's distracting? You look at a guy usually and you got to think about somebody's red hair. Anyway, we end this first period scoreless. Nick Lopez and Greg Sawyer at 215 pounds in this final here in Atlantic City. And Lopez will start on the bottom. And we talked about it all day long, just one loss between these two wrestlers in the championship. There's an escape for Lopez. He's out. He leads at 1-0. Well, we've had 2 falls today. One match go overtime. And even Damian Hahn only won by 4 points. That's been the biggest margin of victory between any wrestler. With the whistle blow, they're going to award a takedown.
They gave him the takedown, I believe.
They did.
Little throw by Sawyer. Is able to get behind Lopez and trips him to the mat and keeping his feet in. So he'll go up by a score of 2-1.
You thought the feet were in?
I thought he had it, yes.
Okay. So did the referee. It's 2-1. There's the escape.
But I can sit back here and say that. I don't have to be out there.
We are tied at 2, and we're all even again anyway. 121 to wrestle. And the wrestlers will go off. Steve Isles and Frank Casiglio are your head coaches in that order. As Delsey's looking for its 3rd champion here today.
Sawyer on a leg, can't make it work for him. Lopez does a nice job of countering. They'll start him back. Yeah, Mick, when you get up in the upper weights, it seems the mat shrinks a little bit.
Absolutely. Lopez looking for a trip and almost gets thrown, but they're well off. Nick Lopez was first in District 30 and first in Region 8. So as one of the top seeds, he didn't disappoint anyone, coming all the way through the super regions and then the quarters and the semis here in Atlantic City.
Lopez again trying to trip. They trip, but they go off the mat. Neutral.
Close to a scoring play, but Lopez just ran out of room. Like you say, that mat shrinks. And the injury clock will start for Greg Sawyer in the red and white from Delsea Regional. Well, Joe Alexander at 112 was a champ for Delsea today. Delsea also picked up a champ at 145. Let's get a look at the possible injury here.
Lopez trips. It looks like he may have caught in Sawyer's ankle, and when they fell down, maybe twisted a little bit.
Well, we talked about the scoring play. I thought he was out of bounds.
Yep, his feet are in.
All right.
I guess the question is, did he have control or not? And you got to kind of figure there's a mat judge out there. He didn't overrule it, so maybe it was too close to call, so he's going to let him stick with it.
Regardless, Sawyer's back on his feet. We are tied at 2-2 in the second period with just 31 seconds to wrestle. Here at 215 pounds, Nick Lopez from Washington Township in the red and blue, taking on Delsea's Greg Sawyer in the red and white. Well, there was a slip.
I think there's an injury. I think he indicated he was hurt before Lopez jumped on him. Maybe his ankle just gave out.
Well, Sawyer had a problem with an ankle just a moment ago. And the injury clock will start once again for Greg Sawyer. Hope you've been enjoying this action from Atlantic City today, and all the interviews with Mark Rossman as well, Matt side. Pleasure to hear from virtually all the champions here today at the Bob Stores NJSIAA Championships here in Atlantic City.
On Monday at 1 p.m.
So our march to victory, as far as wrestling is concerned, has almost come to a close. The heavyweights are on deck. There you'll see Antonio Garay from Rahway taking on Roy Attia from Bailey Ellard. And still not many empty seats here in Atlantic City, as the wrestling contingent has decided to stay and watch all 14 championship bouts. And why not? When you get to this level, I mean, you can split hairs among the 28 finalists we've seen out here today.
Yeah, it's been I think it's been a great tournament. There's been a lot of competitive matches, a lot of exciting matches. And Sawyer is out of time. He's ready to go. So if he gets hurt one more time, he'll be done.
He'll have to default. They tape up that left ankle, and I understand he did have a cast on his ankle right around the districts. So that has been a problem spot for him, but still he's made it all the way to a final.
Again, Lopez goes underhooks.
They're off, and they'll come back to center as the second period is almost wound out. You don't want to give up any stall points here, although Sawyer took a step back. He's already been warned once, but time will wind out. And we end the second period tied 2-2. Nick Lopez and Greg Sawyer. On the right, Frank Consiglio from Washington Township. As his wrestlers on the top, Nick Lopez to start this third period.
Lopez with a half Nelson. We'll jump to the side with that.
Yet Sawyer almost was able to roll through it. Well, Lopez was riding a little high.
And you wonder with that ankle, if Sawyer can't get a whole lot of push off, it may be difficult for him to get to his feet.
And most people are right-handed, which means your plant foot is your left.
We'll have to wait and see if that comes into play. Lopez has to be careful that he continues to take angles while he's on top.
Well, they'll go off. Nick Lopez has been in control here in this third period, as Sawyer has had trouble coming off the bottom. But if he can get out, he'll take a lead, as we are tied 2-2.
Well, Lopez, with its score tied, he'll have to turn him. If he can, he's going to have to cut him loose. Goes optional start.
And he will cut him right here. 3-2 for Sawyer with this escape.
Both the wrestlers going upper body. Lopez tries to trip as they go off the mat.
And Lopez was out of bounds. And you can see that Sawyer is really slow to get up. Steve Isles is the head coach from Delsea. He already has 2 champs, and he's already said that this will be his last season as a head coach. He's trying to go out with 3 champions, 3 for 3 in the final. That'd be a great way to cap a career.
Lopez again with underhooks.
Well, I'll tell you, you got to start thinking that maybe they just need bigger mats. But that concrete has got to hurt.
It does. Sawyer's got to hustle back there.
Now the ankle is the question.
The disadvantage for Sawyer is that he won't be able to take a good penetration shot if that's his plant foot. And with Lopez going underhooks and he's pushing back against that ankle, tries a lateral drop. They go off the mat, and they'll come back. Now Sawyer's also got to be concerned about getting hit for stalling.
3-2 the score, though, and with all this throwing going on, not counting for points, the Delsey wrestler is still in the lead.
And there's the stall.
That'll tie it up 3-3, and the wrestlers go off. So a stall point awarded to Lopez, and we are tied 3-3.
Let's go.
With 25 seconds to wrestle. We've already had one go overtime here today. That was back at 171 as Rich Gildner from Southern Regional was a champ, defeating Aaron Freer. And now it looks like Lopez will have some injury time start.
Which kind of works to Sawyer's advantage. He'll get himself a little bit more time to do some work on the ankle. As Lopez takes his injury time. Looks like they're going to be working on his wrist.
Another look at this one here, Rich.
Sawyer in on a leg. Just can't pick up the second ankle.
So Lopez being attended to as they're taping up his right wrist. Injury time still winding down. Lopez has 1:20 to go there. We are 3-3. Lopez has not been hit for stalling. Sawyer has been hit for stalling twice. So this one is up for grabs. Here at 215 pounds, we're in the third period with 25 seconds to wrestle. We're going down to the wire again.
And the last thing the officials want to do is decide this match with a stalling call. So Sawyer's got to stay in the center there, work some offense. Look for Lopez to go underhooks.
Lopez just missed with that lateral drop last time. See if he goes that way again. Down to 9 seconds.
Shot by Sawyer. Gets off balance. Lopez is going to spin on him, and he does at the buzzer.
Lopez is going to win it by a score of 5-3 with a last second takedown. Well, Sawyer didn't want to get hit for stalling, but he missed on his shot attempt, got out of position. And Nick Lopez from Washington Township, red hair and all, is your champion at 215 pounds.
Again, you got to wonder if that ankle causes that bad shot. Lopez counters, capitalizes, and wins the title.
We'll come back in just a moment here at Atlantic City.
Well, there's a good reason wrestling matches are 6 minutes long. Sometimes it takes that long to decide, and Nick Lopez wins the championship at 215 pounds with a win in the last couple of seconds. Nick, where did you find that last second strain?
I found it from the beginning, I guess. Going against Greg, I knew with his ankle that he'd be out of shape, and I knew if I paced myself and just went for it all at the end, I could pull it out.
Now, you were a place winner here last year, but you come back this year and take the championship. What does that mean to you and your school?
It means a hell of a lot to me. I owe it all to my dad, sticks behind me, pushes me every day, and I owe a great deal to it to my last year's coach, Ralph Ross Jr., Jake McBride, and these coaches. They pushed me in the practice room and as well on out of the room in school too. So I owe it to a lot of people.
We talked about dreams earlier today, and dreams do come true. Place winner last year, but today the top rung on the ladder belongs to Nick Lopez. Congratulations. Mick, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mark Rossman. And we take a look at the way Lopez was able to pick up the takedown and the victory.
To your right. Let's hear it.
And it looked like Sawyer missed on the shot, Rich.
Yep. He knows he's got to take a shot so he doesn't get hit for stalling. Takes a shot, but his head and back is down. Lopez is able to spin on him, just clears the arm, picks up the 2-point takedown that decides the match for him.
All judges are reminded immediately following the heavyweight bout
So once again, your state champ here at 215 pounds is Nick Lopez. He finishes his year 33-0 from Washington Township.
Final event of the 1998.
So with that behind us, we move to our final matchup of the day as we have our heavyweights coming up before us. Roy Attia, 29-2 from Bailey Ellard, will take on Antonio Garay, a perfect 33-0 from Rahway. And Garay is a pinning machine. He has a pin this year. It came in the pre-quarters in 6. Count them, 6 seconds.
That's hard to do. Wow.
And the way I understand it, our producer, Stan Ritter, tells me that he hasn't gone a full 6 minutes this year, correct?
Ooh. So will he go 6 minutes this afternoon? We'll see.
We'll find out. Well, this winter.
Weight class place winners, please report for the
So Garay has had his way, if you will, and he is slated to attend Boston College. He is a 2-time state place winner, came in with a mark career-wise 116-12. And this is a rematch of the Region 3 final that Garay won.
Wrestlers from places 3 through 8 in the second row.
And already the injury time will roll for Roy Attia from Bailey Ellard. He was a place winner back here in 1996 at 215 when he finished in that 7th, 8th place spot. But Garay is the man to beat. He's looking to become Rahway's first state champ since 1955. That's when his Uncle Louie
is that right?
Was a state champ.
There you go. Keep it in the family. Get a good look at his back. Wide back.
Well, the weight limit is 275. And I'd have to say that this young man from Rahway is definitely a heavyweight. So the headgear is adjusted. He's waiting for his opponent, Roy Attia, to come out. But since we have a break, let's take one now as well. We'll come back to Atlantic City in just a moment. We come back, and they're just back on the mat, and just that fast they go off. It took off about 10 seconds. 1 minute and 30 to wrestle here in this first period at 275, or heavyweight, if you will. And no score, and in on a deep shot is Roy Attia from Bailey Ellard. But Garay works upper body, and oh, here's a throw the other way.
Headlock by Attia, picks up a takedown.
Attia leads by a score of 2-0. And Roy Attia has picked up 3 falls en route to the final. His semifinal fall came in just a minute 6. So I wouldn't count him out either.
You got to wonder if this match will go the distance. 2 pinners out there.
Well, so many times heavyweights want to lock up and throw, and it takes them a while to get there. But when Roy Attia got the headlock working, it was almost fatal. 2-0 Attia on top.
Garay comes to his feet, tried to peel the hands. Got a stall warning on Attia, not attempting to bring his opponent to the mat.
And you can see the coaching staff going to tell him just to let him out, as Attia will go optional start. He wasn't able to bring Garay back to the mat. That's why he picked up the stall warning. And now there's the escape. The score is 2-1.
Garay in on a double, but he can't make it stick as they go off the mat.
275 in the second row. Immediately following this bout,
2-1 the score.
15-pound weight class, and then immediately following
Attia locking up high. Now gives up on that.
275. Championship wrestlers.
Garay working a Russian tie, steps behind Attia's leg, now gets a double leg and picks up a takedown, overshoots a half Nelson as Attia rolls to his stomach.
So Garay leads by a score of 3-2. Attia almost got out, but now gets trapped. And the 2 count will be back points against him. Back points for Garay, picks up 2 more, and now he leads it by a score of 5-2.
And Garay just bowled him to his back.
And those back points come with 3 seconds on the clock. That's got to give a coaching staff gray hair. First period's going to wind out with Antonio Garay of Rahway leading by a score of 5-2 against Roy Attia from Bailey Ellard.
Attia will start the second period from the defensive position. We'll see what Antonio Garay can do from the top. Right away attacks the ankle, comes cross face.
He's able to hit in that front arm, but still somehow Attia comes out. So with the escape, it's now 5-3. Garay leading Attia from Bailey Ellard.
Attia tries a headlock. It's slipped by Garay, and he trips Attia to the mat.
That'll make the score 7-3. And Attia knew that he missed. Oh, here comes a pinning combination from Garay.
Garay applying the body press.
And there's the fall with 1:25 to wrestle here in this second period. Our third pin of the day. Antonio Garay comes up with a fall as he is the state champ at heavyweight, runs his record to 34-0 on the season. So Garay came in as the man to beat, and for the second time, Rahway has a state champ. His Uncle Louie won it back in 1955, and now the nephew, Antonio Garay, is a state champ. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, the time of the fall for Antonio Garay. Congratulations all around, and we'll be talking with that young man in just a moment as Mark Rossman gets set for our post-match interviews, and we've had a chance to talk to virtually every champion here today. It's been a outstanding day of wrestling. 3 falls, and yet, Rich Santoro, most of our matches went right down to the final seconds, just like we thought they would.
Yeah, not unusual. Here you have the cream of the crop. Everyone's going for their state title. Guys are matched up very, very closely, and we had a great show today.
So once again, Antonio Garay, the state champ at heavyweight. Let's go to Mark Rossman.
We're here with Antonio Garay. Antonio, great job winning that heavyweight title. You caught him with the pin. What was the move?
Man, I don't even know. I was just out there to wrestle. My coach told me, don't think about what I'm doing. Just go out there and do what I always do. And the pin just came. I just wrestled. He came out there ready to beat me. And I just wrestled my match. And it just happened, and I pinned him.
Well, you've been here before, but this is your first title. How does it feel to get to number 1?
It feels great. 'Cause I just relaxed this year. I got nervous a couple of times. Roy had me scared a little bit in the beginning. I just been training hard, and I'm just glad I'm took first this year.
Well, you hung with it, and that perseverance paid off because you had enough left at the end to come back and get the pin.
Yeah, well, I guess you learn from your mistakes, because last year I got thrown, put to my back, I got out, and I ended up getting disqualified. And today I just kept my composure and just kept wrestling.
A memorable victory for Antonio Garay of Rahway, the 14th and final of our state champions today. There were a lot of dreams here, a lot of emotions on the mat, from the smallest to the biggest. They'll remember this day in Atlantic City. Mick, back to you.
We'll be back to recap our champions as we continue with our coverage here in Atlantic City in just a moment.
Welcome back to the Atlantic City Convention Center, where we've crowned 14 champions today in the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association Wrestling Championships. I'm joined now by Terry Clossy, the store manager from Bob's Stores in Freehold. Bob's Stores was the title sponsor of this year's event for the second year in a row. And Terry, another great job, I think, by the NJSIA and all the kids today.
Absolutely. It was terrific. This was my first time here, and it was so exciting, and there's so much enthusiasm among the fans and the student athletes.
When you walk into Convention Center and you see 10,000 people, is it a little hard to believe that that kind of a turnout is there for a high school event?
Unbelievable, absolutely. Like I said, it was overwhelming to me on my first visit.
Well, for the second year in a row, Bob's Stores has been the title sponsor of this event, and certainly their support has meant a lot. Your store hosted a press conference just not too long ago where many of the wrestlers attended, and tell us a little bit about that commitment to the youth of New Jersey.
Well, this event has been the highlight of our commitment to the community in New Jersey. The press conference was well received by our customers as well as the student athletes and their parents.
And I think that commitment really shows through today. It's nice to see the corporate community get involved. We were talking a little bit about the job they do with the program and many corporate sponsors, but Bob stepping to the forefront, and I think that's kind of nice.
Thank you.
Well, this was a great day for wrestling in Atlantic City. 14 new champions were crowned. There was a lot of emotion out there on the mats, and we were glad to be here for it. Mick Moninghoff will have the final word. Mick, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Congratulations to all the champions here today, but Rich Santoro, congratulations mostly in part to those 5 returning champions. They came in and got the job done. They did it again.
Oh, absolutely. I think you always hear they got the advantage because they're defending champions. What people don't talk about is the incredible amount of pressure they feel to defend that title. They all stepped through today, did a great job, and we tip our hats to them.
Well, once again, 14 champs, and it's been a great day of wrestling here at the Bob Stores NJSIAA Wrestling Championships. Now for Rich Santoro and Mark Rossman, I'm Mick Moninghoff. Thanks for joining us this time around right here on CN8, the Comcast Network. So long, everybody.